Good evening. The producers of this podcast thought it would only be right to give you a fair warning as to what you are about to hear. This podcast is not for the faint of heart. A podcast in which the subjects of dicks, pussies, and occasionally Godzilla are discussed. If you feel that you would rather not subject your nerves to this level of potty humor, then you're free to close the tap now. Otherwise, well, we warned you.
Diabetes.
Well, hang on, let's start the show, because we can talk about all this shit on the show. This is good shit.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I am Zazubaar, and welcome to this week's episode of the Sons of Serizawa podcast. Joining me this week, I have Adam Noyce.
Hello, YouTube.
I have Super DM64, better known to you all as Dillion McCandless.
Hello.
And Andres Perez, a.k.a. Kaiju Noir.
Majin, go!
I didn't get that reference, but we're just talking about online video games that have become phenomenons. Have you guys seen this game?
Called Mass Effect? Yes, and of course I have.
No, this is not Mass Effect even, kind of.
Damn it!
What is it called? Game of the Year Edition 420 Blaze It. Have you guys heard of this game?
No.
Yes, well, I've seen both Markiplier and Split Screen play that game.
They did it on, Jake and Joe did it? Okay, because
Yeah.
I was at Jake's house last night, and Jake was like, I have to show you guys, like, the greatest game ever. And I was like, I heard of this, like, what this game was. I have no idea what it was, though.
The funny thing is, I know what it's parodying, but the thing is, like, I guess what the thing that it's parodying, basically, that kind of like Call of Duty online sort of culture or whatever, I guess it's something that...
parodying internet culture in general, and that's why I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's just filled with memes and just, like, weird colors, and it's super generic first-person shooter combat. And I asked Jake, was like, do you even have to, like, try, or do you have to, like, play it? Because when I was looking, it was just chaos. It was, like, just memes popping up and shit people's faces. It was like watching What Did We Do on Shades
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, exactly. I just felt like I need weed right now to comprehend this. That's how I feel about most things these days, though. And I was just mystified by this fucking thing, and I was just like, I am not even kind of tapped into gaming culture anymore because I don't understand this.
Right. I recently got into this because, like, into this sort of, like, weird phenomenon sort of thing that I guess I'm like, we're all several years late to. But, I guess this is all...
I just beat Gears of War 3, so, you know, I'm not exactly up to the times.
Beat Hulk Ultimate Destruction last year.
I beat Hulk Ultimate Destruction last year. I'm not exactly up to task. But I was just so, like, mystified by it. I just don't understand, like... And also, okay, so to keep on this, I have no idea what Five Nights at Freddy's is. Like, I saw clips of what Split Screen did. That's our friends Joe and Jake. And I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at. It looks like chaos.
Yeah, basically...
So...
Oh, okay.
What is Five Nights at Freddy's?
All right,
what do you do?
The basic premise is you're a security guard. Well, let's go back to the first game. You're a security guard working at a rundown, closed-up pizzeria, Chuck E. Cheese sort of establishment. And
you're everyman, yeah. That's what everybody does.
You're an everyman security guard. And apparently, I guess this game takes place in the 80s, I believe. No, 80s or 90s. And
it takes place in the 90s because there's so many hints that get dropped throughout the thing of the timeline of this stupid game. It's awesome.
Basically,
I think it was 94 to be exact.
Yeah, basically,
if I remember the correctly.
Basically, the paycheck itself blatantly says like 1990 whatever. But okay, so you're a security guard, and the animatronics in this game can move around freely, and they're out to kill you. So you have to use the the security camera system, looking through all the security cameras, keeping track of all the animatronics that slowly come out one by one, and use a very limited amount of power you have to keep the doors closed whenever the animatronics are near you.
You have to last until 6 a.m.
Yeah, you have to last until 6 a.m. From 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. And each hour takes place over a minute in real time. So basically, you have to survive.
You're only playing for 6 minutes?
Yes, basically. Those minutes will feel like forever.
I'd like to see you play that game for 6 minutes without pissing your pants in fright.
And so
I watched the footage and I was like,
their round was just not good. Was not a good round. No.
So basically,
I would try. It looks boring to me. Like I remember at my birthday party, Jake played it on the TV, and I was like, "This looks so boring."
Bill, you were so drunk and everything.
To be honest, I was out of it. I couldn't interpret black from white, fucking Godzilla from Gamera.
You were running down the streets. You were stripping.
Gamera Guardian of the Universe from Gamera Super Monster.
No, that was way before. That's what we saw in Stellar. Tusk, rather.
Well, anyways, at least with the first game, you have to whenever you use the security cameras, whenever you close the doors, whenever you use the lights to see down the hallways, it's all using up energy, and you have like I mentioned, you have a very limited amount of energy, and that energy drains fast. So once that energy reaches zero, you're instantly killed. And yeah, basically, you're trying to survive. You're trying to survive 5 nights in a place with a bunch of killer animatronic Chuck E. Cheese rejects, and it's very plain on the surface. But there's like this.
It sounds like my 12th year birthday party. Not gonna lie.
But there's this whole mythology where there's a lot of hints in the game, and there's a lot of hints revealing that that there was a series of murders committed in this pizzeria several years ago, and that heavily hints that these animatronics are possessed by those children that were killed at that pizzeria, and later on in the later games, you learn like this weird person who is represented by a purple figure in the 8-bit mini games. So you're wondering who is the purple man? Like,
I know who he is. Never mind.
Grimace is back from the dead.
I know who he is now, Andres. I remember. Okay, it was him. I know who he is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so then in the second game is a sequel that's really a prequel, continuity-wise, and so you're just another security guard working at a an earlier pizzeria establishment where there are more animatronics that you have to deal with, and again shows more of they actually show you flashbacks of what happened with the murders through these 8-bit or like Atari 2600 style mini games,
which are also freaky.
Yeah, and finally we move on to the latest game that just came out like a couple of weeks ago, and where it takes place in modern day. The pizzeria, there's a new horror attraction, like a haunted house horror attraction based on the pizzeria, and those horror stories have since come out since then. And there's only one animatronic, which is an old animatronic we've never heard of, but apparently existed back then. And so you're trying to keep this animatronic from distracting you, while at the same time you're hallucinating and seeing all the older animatronics come back to give you a cheap scare.
That seems like overkill to me. So not only are you dealing with like a legit monstrous being, you're also hallucinating other monstrous beings.
The thing in the first game, you hallucinate in that game as well, but it makes sense in the lore why you start hallucinating, especially as you get further on in the week. You start getting these visions of one of the Freddys like attacking you, or one of the animatronics attacking you. It's like one of them, I think, is you see an empty suit in front of you, and it comes out of nowhere, and it just stays there until I think you have to check the monitors again, and then all of a sudden you look back and it's gone. You'll start like
Golden
getting
Freddy?
Yeah, it was Golden Freddy. And then suddenly, like, you'll be just minding your own business, and suddenly, like, the screen will just start flashing, like, and you'll see Freddy's face every once in a while. You start going crazy as you play the game. It's phenomenal.
And there's a technical reason for why you're hallucinating in the third game, because it's a horror attraction. There are, like, hallucinogens spread throughout the ventilation systems to give...
What kind of fucked up shady shit is this fucking corporation making this shit?
I don't know. Not even like the Universal Studios would do that for their horror houses.
Of course they wouldn't. They would be fucking put in jail. It's like, of course they can't do shit like that. But here's the other thing. It's like, trying to think of like a haunted house that's specifically based on an actual tragedy. Like, that would be like if it was like Titanic, the haunted house. Like, that's kind of fucked up.
Well, actually, there is like those little like float like what do you call it? Inflated like bounce house slides based on the Titanic. I'll look for it right now.
Okay, that's kind of... Well, there's also a board game based on there's a role-playing game based on the Titanic. So, alright, I guess... But it just seems very, like, strangely morbid to me. We're like, oh, a bunch of kids died here. Let's make a fucking haunted house amusement ride. And we'll also include hallucinogens.
Well, I can tell you...
Well, Bill, if the town of Haddonfield, Illinois can turn Michael Myers into a yearly celebration, then why can't these people celebrate their child murders, damn it?
I actually have found one game that scared me more than SCP Containment Breach. It is also an SCP game, and Markiplier has played it, and I sent you a link here. If you skip to 16 minutes, you'll see exactly what it is, and it is called The Stairway.
Devin?
Where you can't see 5 inches in front of you, and you have to survive walking down these stairs.
That sounds horrible. That sounds like the ending of Ghostbusters.
And here's that inflatable Titanic slide.
Yeah, we had one down at the fair that goes down here. We have one of those Titanic slides, and I used to go down it all the time. And I was like, this is great. I don't see what the problem was with the Titanic if it was like this, you know?
Alright, so this is way worse than the image I had in my head. Because when you said it, I thought like what it was like you were sliding off the sides of the Titanic. No, this is way fucking worse. You're sliding into the water. Basically, like fucking, you're like fucking like experiencing fake death for these kids. It's like, what fucking parent puts their child through this? That's fucked up to me. Oh my god. Though. I know Dylan's BR Bear now, but he did bring up Halloween. Mm-hmm. They do this on Halloween, but it's in a shitty Halloween movie, so it's not like as a credit to this concept. But in a Halloween Resurrection, they have this like fucking Dylan, you back? Okay, I'll take that as no. They have like this reality show that they're gonna do where it's like we're gonna send 5 kids inside of Michael Myers' house, and they're gonna walk around and look around. And they knew that the Michael Myers murders were a real thing, so I guess it's kind of the same thing. But even then, like that's more legit to me than we're gonna build like a haunted attraction based on murder. That seems fucked up to me, especially when it wasn't that long ago. Like, what is this, like 20 years before the game takes place? Like,
like the Five Nights the horror attraction in the third game that takes place in modern time, and the murders took place in the 80s, like early to mid 80s, I believe.
That's fucked up. That's 30 years later. Like the parents aren't like old and decrepit. Like, don't make an attraction based on my children's death. Like, you know, it seems like they're all out there with the little picket signs and fucking say no to Freddy or whatever.
Westeros Baptist Church is just standing there for some reason. You know, it's just
they're just like, we approve of this haunted attraction. Go for it.
You are going to heaven. For it. You are going to heaven.
God loves gays.
Oh, whoa.
Too far, Andres. Too far. No.
No, just on the Westboro Baptist Church thing, and it's like, is this what it took to get you to finally stop being idiots? Was fucking people murdering? Oh, what the fuck? But anyway, so what is this video I'm watching now?
Oh, this is the SCP game that I was saying that freaked me out the most. is because the objective of the game is to travel down 160 flights of stairs. What has happened is that the lore of this game is freaky as well, is that one person tried to go down, and they tried to see that these stairways seem to just keep going on and on and on, so they send people down them, and they monitor them, or these people outside monitor them through this walkie-talkie, and they say, what do you see? The first guy noticed, like, a head that, like, came shooting at him, and then all of a sudden the radio went silent, and he died. And then they sent another one down there, and they saw something else, and then a third one, blah, 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 and you're the fourth one. And your objective is to get down all 160 flights of stairs without dying. And it's scary as fuck, because no matter what you do, you can't see past a certain level. You can't see, like, past about, 3 feet in front of you. No matter what you do, you can't. And so you come up to these corners, and you have to guess which way to go, or else you die. You have to, It's an absolutely beautifully frightening game. I love that game so much. And it was... The first time I played this was at we shot in Compound of Chaos the dream sequence with me in it, with JJ in it, and we went inside, and my friend Chuck was playing it, and this is the first time I ever heard him swear. Was suddenly I randomly screamed when I played it, when we were playing it, and Chucky was playing this game, and I screamed, and he turns around and goes, "Fuck you, Adam!" And I was like, this is the greatest moment in my life.
Looking at this gameplay, it feels very claustrophobic.
It is, especially when you have your headphones in and you're actually playing the game with the lights out.
Yeah. It's really funny looking at, like, the progression of these horror games and how crazy popular they've become on the internet, and how a lot of people like PewDiePie, a lot of people like PewDiePie and Markiplier have made, like, basically a living on these sorts of games. Where, like, we had Amnesia, and then we had Slender. Slender became huge, and now, SCP, and now, like, Five Nights at Freddy's. Outlast, and now Five Nights at Freddy's.
Outlast is the only one of these games that we've been talking about that I've actually played,
and
it is fucking scary.
You haven't played Dead Space?
We've been talking about Dead Space?
You haven't? No. I'm just wondering if you'd played Dead Space, because the first game scared the living fuck out of me.
I am a huge Dead Space fan. So yes, I have. Dead Space is one of my favorite video games of all time.
The other, I think there's 3, isn't there?
Yeah, there's there's 2 sequels, and then there's a couple.
And then there's the game on the Wii.
Dead Space 2 and 3 sucked, but the first Dead Space game, I scared the living fuck out of me.
Dead Space 2 isn't the worst thing ever. Dead Space 3 is. And Dead Space Extraction is okay.
You want to know a really good horror game? The new Alien Isolation. No. Yeah.
Alien Isolation.
Yeah,
Alien Isolation.
Beautifully well-crafted horror game. That, to me, was how an Alien game should have been made, instead of that first-person shooter that we wound up getting.
Colonial Marines?
Yeah, that was
awful. That people were waiting for since 2011, I believe.
No. Even before that, 2007 is when that was first announced.
Oh yeah, because back in high school, I used to have a subscription to Game Informer, and I remember when the game was first announced, it was on the cover of Game Informer.
Yep, I remember this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I stopped. I let my subscription expired probably around 2009 or 10, I believe. And I remember looking through all my a couple. Yeah, because it was kind of like weird. That was at that point where we were. I guess me personally, I was getting more into films than I was with gaming culture, I guess. But I was looking a while ago. I remember before Isolation was, Colonial Marines came out. I was looking at all my old stack of Game Informer magazines. I was going through the covers and looking at all the games that were announced that have now long since been released. And I looked at Aliens, and oh yeah, you're still not released.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, I used to be a fan of this internet page. I'm not sure if it's still around, which was basically just an Alien Predator fan page. Because when AVPR came out, I was like, that was the best movie ever. Wasn't it, guys?
Alien vs. Predator was awesome.
No, not AVP. AVPR, the sequel.
Oh.
The Return.
I was like, that was the greatest movie ever.
The best part of AVPR is the ending, when it ended.
Yeah, and the whole movie is shot through fucking black silk, so you can't even see what's going on.
What a waste of the Pred Alien. The end of AVP is so mouthwatering. And then they fucking made that movie.
Yeah, they had good source material, too. There's a lot of great AVP comics out there.
Even though it really doesn't make sense in either continuity to me, anyways, but...
What does?
Alien vs. Predator.
I mean, the Alien games are so far in the future, though. So, I mean, not the Alien games. The Alien, like, all the events of Alien are so far in the future that the Predator stuff, I think, makes sense in it.
The Predator stuff more than the Alien stuff.
Well, the thing with the comics is that the comics kind of just, like, bridged the gap between the kind of the end of what we had seen of the Predator and then bridged the gap into the beginnings of the Alien universe.
Yeah, the cool thing about the comics,
the
cool thing about the comics are they actually take place in space.
Almost all of them take place in space.
Space!
Most of the Predator comics take place on Earth, which is fine. They do some really cool stuff with the Predator and some really dumb stuff.
Well, you're also talking to the one guy who doesn't hate Predators.
That movie? Yeah, I don't hate it. I just think it's boring.
I kind of enjoy it, actually.
But the comics are really interesting because they take like the core concept of Predator of wherever there's human conflict, the Predator will come, and whenever there's heat.
Actually, I take this back. There is one thing I like in AVPR. For like 2 minutes, they show the Predator homeworld.
Oh yeah, there are a couple things I think separate from the rest of the movie that are really good. Like what you just said, the overall aesthetic of the Predator, of the Predator kind of we get a glimpse at the Predator's kind of society, where if one of their hunting parties goes missing, they send out like a stealth agent to go take care of it. I also love that the Predators are covering up the xenomorphs. I thought that was a really cool idea because they don't want the humans to know that they're using their planet as like a fucking game reserve. I thought that was really interesting.
Oh yeah, and the actual Predator in that movie, I forget his name. He's
Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf. He's a badass. And some of the
some
of the weapons that they introduced in that movie.
I can't remember which one this is because I haven't seen them in so long. But there was one thing that creeped me out, and that was I remember there was like the power went out in this hospital, and there were all these babies that were just born, and then there was one girl about to give birth, and then all of a sudden, and she started giving birth, but then all of a sudden she got impregnated by the alien, and it ate the baby, and it ate all the babies in there. I remember that disturbing the living fuck out of me, and that still disturbs the living fuck out of me.
That's AVPR. Yeah. It's a really disturbing scene, and it shits all over the alien life cycle.
Well, the thing about the Pred-Alien is that they the directors of that movie and their brothers, so I'll call them the brothers Strauss, they've admitted that they don't know jack about the comics. They're like, oh, we just watch the movies, and we don't play the games. So it's like, well, all of the source material that links these two things together is in those two mediums, including the Pred-Alien. The Pred-Alien was an exclusively comic video game concept. And so they didn't know that, so they were like, well, Predators and Aliens mixed together. Who the fuck knows? Let's do whatever we want. So the thing that they were really not sure about was how intelligent to make it. Because the aliens, they aren't stupid, but they're not like on the same keel as the Predator. They don't have a civilization. They're animals. So they're not obviously on the same playing field, so they were unsure whether or not to make the Pred-Alien closer to that or closer to the Predator.
Well, I mean, they have a civilization in the same way that, like, ants do.
Exactly, precisely. So there was a deleted scene where when Wolf gets to the crashed Predator ship, there was supposed to be what was supposed to be a disturbing shot from the Predator's perspective. He was going to look up and see a bunch of skinned predators in the same way that they do to humans. So, and that was supposed to be like, oh, this shit's gone too far. And the whole idea was that the Pred-Alien skinned them. But they cut it out because everything else that the Pred-Alien did in the movie did not line up with that degree of intelligence. So they cut it out. I wish they would have left it in because I've seen like pictures of what it looked like and it was fucking cool looking.
Yeah, I gotta wonder what a skinned predator looks like, honestly.
I'll see if I can find a picture of it. It looks really creepy.
I mean, obviously, the musculature and everything would be stained green instead of red.
Exactly, that's exactly what it looks like. Here, I think this is it. Yeah, here it is. It's, now I'm looking, I haven't seen this in years. Now that I'm looking at it, it is still a really disturbing image. Whether or not you are actually a predator.
Shit.
Well, I, for one, I am a predator, so I think this will...
Yeah, this will fuck with you. But you know what the problem with that movie? I don't think any of us have to spell out why AVPR is a piece of shit. It's because of who the movie decided to focus on. It was like, all right, so we've got all this really interesting world-building shit, and then we're going to focus on a bunch of stupid teenagers. It's like, at least the first...
Especially when this is, like, the very first, like, you know, in terms of the Alien franchise, this is the first time aliens have been on Earth, something that they've been teasing with ever since, like, the early concept teaser, or the early teasers to Alien 3, and now... Right,
exactly.
And then now here they are, and it's a slasher movie.
Exactly, that's the thing. It's like, you know what, I never even thought of it that way, but you are right. We've never seen the aliens just in, like, a normal Earthling setting. And I know some people...
It's supposed to be like, you know, this is especially brought in, this is a point with, like, both Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, where it's like, if these aliens get to our planet, the Earth will be fucked.
Exactly.
I just realized how similar AVP, the first one, is to The Thing in that regard. They have to keep it in the frozen wasteland, or else the planet's fucked.
Yeah, the Predator and the Predators and the humans have the same basic conflict. I mean, the reasons why they're fighting the aliens are completely different, but they're both like, we need to keep them here because what we use them for will be fucked if we don't keep them here. Now, the thing with AVP is that the whole reason they chose Antarctica was because I think they said that they didn't have the budget to go into space. Which, if you don't have the budget to do that, then they actually made a really smart decision to set it in Antarctica. Because the whole point they made was, if we can't put it in space, what's the closest thing to space we have on Earth?
Right.
The Antarctica, such an alien landscape. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
I find it hilarious that the Nostalgia Critic had enough of a budget to go into space, yet AVP did not.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of debatable now, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's budget.
But it's also kind of really interesting from a continuity perspective now that, you know, Prometheus is a thing that is now a thing, where it's like they've
it's debatably a thing.
Where it's like, you know, it kind of the end of Prometheus kind of gives the hint that aliens were created in the future, whereas in the AVP franchise you've had, like, you know, aliens. We now see aliens being depicted in modern time.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. I can kind of respect those AVP movies. To me, I can kind of respect them. There is only one thing, really, that's major in the continuity now, apparently, of the Alien universe that I will not respect, and that is that horrible monstrosity that is Prometheus.
Oh, yeah, I mean, based on what the new Alien movie is going to be, I doubt that they'll count it as canon.
Neil Blomkamp, right?
Yeah, him.
Blomkamp. I don't know.
I have no idea how to spell his name.
I've always said Blomkamp, just to...
Blomkamp. But you know what? It just seemed like really weird to me that, you know, the whole reason they made the movie was Ridley Scott was like, oh, we're making the Alien prequel, and then he was like, I don't want to make the Alien prequel anymore, so I'm going to make a completely original sci-fi property that will be kind of sort of a prequel to Alien.
With DNA from Alien. And like
that was the quote. Yeah, and then we saw Prometheus and we're like, this is just a ripoff of the first Alien.
Pretty much, yeah. People...
And the whole
scientists go in...
tagline, yeah.
Sorry, just go ahead.
You know, this is the one last thing. The whole tagline of that movie was, questions will be answered. And they didn't answer any questions.
Nope.
I still have quite a few questions myself.
Questions will be raised to maybe kind of sort of be answered in a sequel so we can make more money.
The only fucking... The one scene that, like, really just bugged me, and I mean bugged me, was the abortion scene. The abortion scene...
that fucked with me.
The abortion scene bugged me, and the reason why it bugged me is so wrong. It didn't bug me because, you know, I'm watching this girl get an abortion. No. It bugged me because this thing was built specifically for males. Why does it have an abortion section on it? And also, she got up pretty goddamn fucking quickly and ran around after having her belly slit open.
Yeah, that was big.
See, now it's raising even more questions. I think the tagline of this movie should have been, questions will be answered, ... eventually.
The only good thing to come from, I think, Prometheus is that wonderful promotion video that was made of Guy Pearce, I think. Yeah. Guy Pearce making fun of TED Talk. And he was, like, giving his own TED Talk about the Prometheus mission. And he says that great line, "There's only one conclusion. We are the gods now." And I loved that teaser trailer. Oh my god, that was so fucking great.
I have to rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it in like 2 years, but
shit.
I remember enjoying it.
Fucking awful.
So I don't know. I'm gonna rewatch it.
Though I do have to say, I loved Spoonie's review of that because he was drunk, or his analysis of that because he got drunk halfway through it and just was like, no.
I just remember there were like penis snakes or something.
Well, that's the problem. It's like you said you're going to make an original movie that's kind of sort of similar, not similar, but it's like it's kind of entrenched in the Alien universe. You didn't. It's just like Alien. This might as well be a fucking prequel. I don't understand what the mindset was.
Or just a straight up remake.
Like a waste. It just yeah, exactly. It just seemed like a wasted opportunity to me, on both accounts of making an original science fiction film and as an Alien prequel, because he wasn't sure what he wanted to do. So who knows? In terms of like the future of those two franchises and whether or not they are connected, I'm really excited, even more so, even above all the other stuff that we're gonna get for that fucking Shane Black Predator movie. If that's still happening, that is gonna be fucking.
You want to know what movie that I'm really excited for personally is Godzilla 2.
Yeah, Godzilla 2, right. Yeah, I knew you were going to fucking say that.
No. The thing...
When are we going to start getting some fucking details about this next Toho Godzilla movie? Because I'm like, we're only a year out.
I don't know.
You would think I would know something by now.
Did you guys see that little promo they did for their Toho theaters with the Minions and Godzilla?
If that's the next movie, I'm depressed.
Well, I was like, I think they're starting to like kind of build up like Godzilla's still a thing in Japan.
Invented him, remember, guys?
I was going to say, this reminded me of something I wanted to get back to you on, Bill, where back in that DFOS episode when you mentioned you were surprised that when you guys found out about the existence of that children's Godzilla anime, and you were surprised that Godzilla would be like marketable towards children in Japan. I was surprised you questioned that, considering how we were all children when we were all like, we were all enticed by Godzilla.
When we were attracted to Godzilla.
I was trying to find a way. I was trying to find a way around it.
We were attracted to him. Sexually.
I remember I was 5 and I was like, "That's one sexy dinosaur." I gotta tell you.
Well, let me explain. Okay, that's a good point.
And especially since like this is Japan, where it's like they'll try to even with I guess you're not a Kamen Rider or Ultraman fan, but even they have had like even Gundam and all these big Japanese franchises have all like kind of like spread out and tried to like get everyone involved. Even like even today in America, we have like let's say like Batman. We try to like market Batman to everybody.
Did you listen to the rest of the podcast? Because I made the exact same point though.
Right. I did. I was just surprised that you thought of that, like when you first learned the existence of it.
Well, the thing that I wasn't that I was shocked, like, oh, this exists. It was more of like thinking about it overall. I just found it strange that they were able to turn Godzilla into that. You know what I mean? Because of what he is. Like, it makes more sense with me with Ultraman and Kamen Rider because they're superheroes.
Well, even then, like Godzilla was sort of a superhero in his own.
But he became that, though. Is my point. He became that over time.
I understand the rationale why Godzilla is marketable to children. I don't understand the decision-making process that turned him into Japanese Sesame Street.
Yeah, well, again, I'm not shocked that it exists. I'm just kind of like, it's interesting to kind of take a step back and go, it's kind of weird that it exists, not because of how popular Godzilla is, but just because of what Godzilla was originally. Same thing with Batman. Yeah. I find it equally strange with Batman that it's like, all right, we got the Dark Knight where the Joker's fucking cutting smiles on people's faces, and then the current comics where he's ripping his own face off and putting it back on the paper clips. But then it's like, oh, I can go to Toys R Us and buy like a 5-year-old, like a little Joker mini-mate, and it's like, oh, play with the Joker, a homicidal serial killer. I find a bit strange, but I've reconciled that Batman's very popular. So
all right. Well, I guess back on, if you don't mind me, I guess like I just wanted to bring that up before I forgot. But I guess
fine.
Okay, well, back with the Toho Godzilla and how we haven't heard anything about it. I remember Matt Frank mentioned on Facebook how he also brought up that same thing as like, this should be around the time where we should be like, getting some news out of that movie since it's coming out next year. And I have a feeling that maybe Toho, I suspect or I predict that maybe Toho still hasn't
lied.
Like they still haven't learned from their past mistakes and trying to rush out these movies on a yearly basis. And even though they have like a whole like year or so to make this movie, I have a theory where like maybe they'll just wait till the last minute and then make the movie in like late 2015, early 2016, and then release it in like around the December of 2016, kind of like what Tsuburaya does with their Ultraman movies. Like they always release them in that Christmas period.
Well, they do that because that's their summer. That's Japan's summer. That's when they get out of school. I think they would do that anyway.
There's just so much I want to know about it. The main thing I want to know is what Godzilla is going to look like in this movie. I think it'll be really interesting to see if they go the same trajectory they have in the past, or maybe take some cues from the American version, and sort of mix the two. I want to know if he's going to be alone or if he's going to be fighting a monster. I want to know if it's going to be an original monster, if he is fighting a monster.
I want to know if he's going to fly. These are questions that I need answered.
Will he do his victory dance?
I think.
Will the tail slide be incorporated? It's about damn time.
I'm going to give.
I want to know, Clarence. I want to know,
Clarence. I want to know. I'm going to give Toho the benefit of the doubt here, which maybe I shouldn't do, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and go. They probably have a lot of shit ready to go that they're either keeping secret or just we haven't heard about because we're not in Japan.
But there are so many sources, Bill, online sources.
Oh no, there absolutely
that take the latest breaking news in Japan and like, hey, Americans, look at this, and we're like, oh.
But maybe the sources in Japan don't even know yet, though.
It's possible.
Maybe we're just fucked. Maybe this was one giant hoax.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
we were Toho to keep the rights to Godzilla in their name, so they're pulling a Fantastic Four.
They're lying.
They're lying. You're hiding something out there. It's like the DVD case is like in like a trench of like water and shit.
It isn't a reboot. It isn't a reimagining.
Oh no, even better. We drive out to fucking Tokyo. We barge in
the 70s.
We barge into the studio and there's just a fucking giant like glowing DVD in the center of like a circle. There's like electrical wires around it. Cracks open. It's fucking the big Godzilla.
A franchise died here, and we have a right to know.
This needs to be made now.
But we had just made the millions of dollars last year on new Godzilla movie. You didn't make that movie.
You only distributed it, you bastards.
Yeah.
Shifty-eyed foreigners.
Well, technically you a shifty-eyed foreigner in my country. Fuck you.
Americans are not foreigners.
I have a wider range of vision, you bastard.
Whoa. Okay. Well, that was just in poor taste. Why did he make the joke about the scene? That was fucked up.
He has his pants off in a lot of jokes.
Very racist.
He has Japanese people. He has Japanese people in a lot of jokes. But anyway.
Why is he so obsessed with Robin and assless chaps?
That's what we do here. Brilliant podcasting. I don't know what we're talking about.
We were talking about 2016 Godzilla.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Godzilla. Like we never talked about that before.
Well, actually, we rarely talk about Godzilla before on this podcast.
Yeah, now it's more about dicks and pussies. And aliens and predator pussies.
Whoa, now.
I think we've occasionally bridged.
I once read some fan fiction when I was a young man that got me very excited.
I'm pretty sure we've bridged the gap on a couple occasions and talked about Godzilla's dick.
I mean, one of the things that became an SOS landmark was Godzilla mixed with dicks and pussies.
Indeed.
Right. Which led to the glorious invention of the Godzilla fleshlight and the Mechagodzilla vibrator.
Indeed. 2014 N67 edition. Now we need one for. I feel we need one for the Marvel Godzilla. So all you fan art producers out there, that's what I want. I want a Marvel Godzilla.
Bill, there's apparently this fan art thingy going on between you and I that has been built up by, what's his name? Oh, shit. Joseph. No, not Joseph.
Fazina?
He's listening
Is
and
it
knows.
him?
Blythe?
No. The R.A. Yano guy. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, it was Hasue who started. He was the one who designed the original Godzilla flesh.
He was probably the first guy who made like really awesome fan art.
Yeah,
for
but
us
apparently
before.
he's doing a Titanic style thing with you and me.
Really?
And I'm really
I
excited to see it.
What was the last thing he made that was inspired by us?
You guys didn't see his post? He was like Bill and
No, I
Alex.
saw it.
I was so
I
happy.
was crying when I saw it, but I saw it.
I was crying. I
You went
was
into the
afraid.
I was scared.
I was scared.
He took his Godzilla comic into the bathroom and just let it all out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now I have my H.P. Lovecraft book, so I just do that.
Now, Bill. Now you have to directly say this to Josue. Draw me like one of your French girls.
Hasue has French girls.
So now that's going to be the first picture. But Hasue, before you do this to me, I think that you owe me the Marvel Godzilla fleshlight. So I demand this. I don't ask. I demand. So get to work, my friend.
I'm pronouncing his name right.
I don't care.
I mean, I shouldn't care. I've already offended enough people, but
I mean, Dylan, why you shouldn't be pulling your punches at all. You're shitting on the Japanese. You make Andres feel bad about himself every episode.
Dylan makes me ashamed to be a white supremacist.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Adam, I don't know how to tell you this, but you should be.
Wait, Andres, you mean to tell me that you aren't a white supremacist?
no, he's a Mexican supremacist.
I'll tell you.
Oh.
I may be a self-hating Mexican, but I'm certainly not. I'm certainly
Every night
not a white
he sits
supremacist.
He's a brown supremacist.
Soap and he scrubs.
Damn it! Get the filth off me!
I don't know if that's a thing, Andres. Is there such a thing? Is there such a thing as a brown supremacist, Andres? Is that, or did I just make that?
I believe his name was Castro.
Oh.
Oh.
Was he a brown supremacist? He was just more of like, listen, I'm the best thing ever, so you should...
He was a Castro supremacist.
He was more of a self-supremacist, I feel.
I'm the
He was
shit.
more, brown people, brown people are pretty fucking great. He was more of like, I'm pretty fucking great.
Didn't we recently, patch things up with Cuba? We're
like,
like, yo,
if you don't
Cuba,
like
you're
it,
not
then
so
you-
bad.
We did something, I believe.
We did things.
We did things. You ever play Call of Duty Black Ops? That's what we did.
Political favors were exchanged.
What?
Adam, that fucking threesome from House of Cards.
Oh.
Somebody recently,
It was Obama, Castro, and Hillary Clinton.
No, Adam, I recently saw someone on the internet refer to that as the threechum.
The threechum? Oh my god! Meechum. Let me just tell you guys. Meechum from House Cards is so insanely hot.
Is he in any way related to Dr. Meacham from This Island Earth?
I wish he was related, but I don't think he is, unfortunately.
Then fuck House of Cards.
Whoa, Bill.
Whoa.
Those were some mighty strong words. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like Japanese
Oh wait,
people.
Dylan, are you stealing my quote? Those are some mighty strong words there, Bill. And quite frankly, I take offense to your ignorance.
That rustles my jimmies thoroughly. Thoroughly rustled my jimmies.
My jimmies have been rustled rather intensely.
Early. Rather aggressively.
Aggressive.
How do you aggressively rustle one's jimmies?
I don't know, but however they fucking patched up things with Cuba, that's how they do it.
Hashtag. Hashtag the rustling is real.
Yes, the rustling is real. I like that.
There's truth in rustling.
Truth.
There's truth in rustling.
Truth in rustling. Yes. That's going on a T-shirt. It's going to be a tattoo. It's going to be a phenomenon. It's going to be fucking
It
everywhere.
almost sounds like how you would pronounce wrestling if you were one of those people who call Godzilla Godzilla.
I'm one of those people. Shut up.
But you like fixing.
In wrestling, we trust.
G-U-D-Zilla.
Well, I don't say wrestling. I say wrestling. But like when I get really speaking about Godzilla, I do say Godzilla.
You're really not one of those people where it's like Godzilla.
Well, yes,
Godzilla.
I'm not from Texas.
Then Godzilla came along, and the rest is history. It's like, what are you talking about? So I rewatched Biollante recently, because I do that every 6 days.
Well, yeah, you seem to watch Biollante, like, religiously.
Because Gondo is my life.
Gondo is my life.
And
Gondo is love, Gondo is life.
And I'm basing a character in something off him, so I've been studying his complex mannerisms, and also masturbating to him. So
rather thoroughly,
but
aggressively, mind you.
That's beside the point. So there's a sequence in that film where what's his name? The younger scientist who doesn't want to make the anti-nuclear energy bacteria goes to Azusa's father and is like, "Yo, listen. I don't want to do this. I know y'all are scared of Godzilla, so we'll fucking do it. But you know what I need, right?" And he's like, "Yes, I know what you need." And he took out his dick. He's like, "No, I don't need that. I need Godzilla cells." He's like, "Oh, okay. Nobody ever wants that, so okay, we'll go down." And then the Azusa's father starts expositing like how, he wants to use the Godzilla cells for shit, but they cause like these really bad international incidents and fucking all this stuff. But then he says this really strange line that I don't understand, where he goes, I hate having to lock the jewels away. I had to recover the Godzilla cells by force, and we were going to use them to do all this stuff. And then he says, but then Godzilla came along, and the rest is history. I'm like, no, Godzilla came before the Godzilla cells. So how did he come along to ruin all the stuff you were going to do with the cells? How does that make sense? You guys know what I mean?
Maybe they got cells from 54, and then the new Godzilla is what ruined it.
Okay. Yeah, okay, but they never made any indication of that. Maybe that is the case. Maybe those cells are not from 84. But that would be really weird if they weren't. Because remember,
this is before all the time travel bullshit made everything confusing.
Well, yeah, so let's not even address that. But my question is just...
Were you listening to the English dub or the subtitles?
Oh, I always listen to the English dub. Maybe it is different in the Japanese version, but... Because I think what the line is supposed to mean, although even then this doesn't make much sense with what we see in the movie, is that all of the prospects of what they could do for the world have been ruined by Godzilla's apparent return that's happening now. That's what it seems to mean. Because otherwise it doesn't make a lick of sense. But the problem with that is, they've been locked in this safe since they were recovered back in 84 in Serizawa, after the bombing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was just really confused. Like, I love this movie to death, and these ideas are some of my favorite in the movie, but I have no idea what the fuck this means. And it's bothered me ever since I was a kid, too. Like, What does that mean? Like, Godzilla came before Godzilla cells. This is like a chicken and the egg thing. Like, one thing had to exist before the other in order for the second thing to exist.
You're gonna travel to Japan and track down the writers of this film.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that fucking dentist and go, "What did you mean?" He's like, "I do not know what you are talking about." I don't know why he sounds Russian, but So that mystified me recently. There are a lot of lines like that in Godzilla movies. So I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
At least you were able to that line. I guess there's a little Godzilla in all of us. At least yeah. Wait, did I mistranslate that? I most likely did, horrifically. Wait,
what?
The ending line, the last line in Godzilla 2000.
Oh yeah, he says that's because Godzilla's inside all of maybe Godzilla's inside all of us. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Why does he keep protecting us?
Your interpretation of that in Godzilla Palooza that really cleared up things. That cleared a lot of things. That cleared it up. Really cleared it up for me when I first listened to that years ago.
Oh,
I was like,
I want to praise Bill.
Andres is like, Bill, I listened to your Godzilla Palooza, and when you explained that line, thank you.
I actually had to applaud Bill because I no shit, Adam, you love Godzilla vs. Destroyer, but Bill made me look at the ending in a completely new light, and though I still don't completely agree with it, I really see why he interpreted it that way, and I was like, holy fuck, that's deep.
And I see why you wouldn't, because I don't think it was intentional, or I doubt it was intentional, but that's what I gleaned from it based on what the movie is about. I really fell in love with Godzilla vs. Destroyer for different reasons after I saw it for that review. And having seen it in the context of the series, because I was like, this movie is such a good ending to the franchise. Like, if this was it, I would be totally happy.
Godzilla vs. Destroyer is amazing.
Yeah, like, it's a good movie. And there are a lot of people out there who don't like it. Like, I don't think Matt Frank likes it.
Well, that's because Matt Frank is stupid. That's
blasphemed. He has blasphemed.
The gauntlet has been thrown down. Adam Noyce calls Matt Frank stupid.
Well, I saw a thumbnail once.
Watch them go head to head in the SOS interview.
Well, I don't know if this was a quote from him specifically, but I did see like a thumbnail once of Godzilla vs. Destroyer with this quote written on it, where it was like, Godzilla vs. Destroyer is the Revenge of the Sith of the Godzilla series. Everybody remembers it as being a good movie because it has a really emotional, like, last 10 minutes, but the rest of the movie is crap. And I was like, I don't agree with that at all.
I agree with that one bit.
Well, there is...
Revenge of the Sith was better for more than just 10 minutes.
I agree. Like, he was referring to, like, the death of Godzilla is equivalent to the creation of Darth Vader. And I don't agree with that.
I guess if you really want to know Matt Frank's opinions, he did make like a quick, like little, maybe three sentence review of all the Godzilla movies on his DeviantArt page like a while ago.
Right.
There's something to reference there.
Well, I don't know. I'm not like, I don't want to hate on him a bunch and then have like our listeners go, hey, the SOS doesn't like you for this reason. I love Matt Frank. I don't even know if he said this. You reminded me of this quote because we were talking about that.
Oh, yeah, we got nothing but love for Matt Frank. Yeah.
It did certainly get me thinking because I was like, well, all right, well, let me rethink about the movie through that lens. And I was like, I like a lot of stuff about the movie prior to that point that almost makes that ending better because of, like, that ending is so good because of the build-up with Destroyer and with what Destroyer is and with all the references to the original Godzilla. Because if you think about it, Destroyer ends in a very similar sense to the original. They both end with Godzilla completely disintegrating.
Oh, yeah.
But one is presented as being way sadder than the other. So that's what I love about it. Aside from all the other stuff that's kind of bubbling under the surface of it, including that fucking ending. Oh, I love that. I love that last shot. That was my favorite thing when I was a kid, was that last shot.
I just love how they went back to the classic 60s Godzilla roar.
Yeah, because you don't hear it through almost all of the entire movie because they changed it for the Burning Godzilla kind of design because they wanted to make it sound kind of fucked up, which I thought was a brilliant idea.
Me too.
I always loved that. Also, that roar was one of the things. Was like that's like the roar from like the King Kong versus Godzilla era. So I was like, yes, yes.
Speaking of roar, when the series got to Mothra, did you guys kind of miss the kind of like growly bear-like roar from 84, 89, and 91?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I thought that should have stuck around as like the main roar for the Heisei
era. I don't know.
Era.
That's the one thing where I don't agree with director Okawara's decision because it was his decision to make it go back to the more classic roar. That was the one thing, the one area where I was like, dude, no.
I didn't see the Heisei series in order because I saw the first three, and then the next one I saw was Mechagodzilla 2. So when I popped in Mechagodzilla 2, I didn't necessarily know all the names of the eras, but I identified the different eras. So when I popped it in, I was like, oh, this is the one that's somewhat after 84, Biollante and King Ghidorah. So I popped it in because I saw the Godzilla design, and it takes like 15 minutes for Godzilla to show up in that movie, And when he pops out of the water, I was like, oh, I'm going to hear that growly roar. And he pops up and he goes, eh. And I was like, oh.
Bill, don't ever do that again.
That's how I do it, Adam. Fuck you.
Just say Screonk.
I like to make the sound. I was very good at it as a child. And I like to revisit my childhood.
Yeah, well, Bill, I used to do a pretty good Emperor Palpatine impression as a child. But you know what? Our balls drop and we just can't do the things we used to do.
You know what I also got very good at doing? I used to be able to like recreate the sound effect of the web swinging from the Spider-Man 90s cartoon, like perfectly.
Why did you need that? Why was that a life skill?
Maybe he was playing Spider-Man in the playground of elementary school.
I was fucking mowing along.
Okay, playground in elementary school. That makes sense. That's where I used to use my Palpatine impression.
You were always the villains, and I always fought to be the heroes when we were up. That certainly tells me something, Dylan.
He shoots fucking lightning out of his hands. Anyone who can shoot fucking lightning out of their hands is a winner in my book.
Fucking Yoda can shoot lightning out of his hands.
Oh, he can.
Oh, right, he can't. He reflects it. Okay, fair enough.
I was about to say, don't fuck with me on this Star Wars shit, Bill.
All right, I won't. But back to what we were talking about. I agree. I wish they would have kept the growly roar. I
would have liked to return to the Hanna-Barbera roar.
Okay, if they ever did a Hanna-Barbera style roar, who in this day and age would you like to see do the roar?
Peter Cullen.
I was about to say Peter Cullen. Roar! Either him or Kevin Conroy.
Crew members of the Calico. My name is Godzilla. Leader of the giant monsters.
I will be in the sea. We are here. We are waiting.
I'm going to roar now. Roar!
Something we haven't done on the show yet that we absolutely have to do at some point is do commentaries on a couple of those episodes.
Most definitely.
Of the Hanna-Barbera show?
Yes, coming soon.
Do you guys have the DVDs? Because I do.
Yes,
I got the DVDs, even the bootleg of Season 2, which was never released.
Yeah.
I do not.
I don't have the bootleg of Season 2. I still want to get that, but I have the 2 DVDs for Season 1.
Well, I think a bunch of the episodes are on YouTube, so we'll choose from that selection, so that way we can also put the links in the description.
Okay.
I don't know when we're going to do this, but we'll do it at some point.
I don't know about Netflix, but I think it's on Amazon Instant Video, but I don't know if you have to be a member or not.
It was on Netflix for a while,
and
then they took them down, and I don't think they had Season 2.
Oh, I remember.
It was... and disappears on Netflix so often. It's so fucking hard to keep track of like anything.
Is Godzilla the series still on Netflix?
Last time I looked, no. So unless something's changed, nah, man.
Oh, okay. Good thing I rewatched that show then.
The Season 1 was split across 3 DVDs, not 2. Because I remember is
it 3?
Yeah,
because to get one of them then.
Because with the bootleg, it's 2 discs, and the person who made the bootleg was cool enough to label each disc Volume 4 and Volume 5.
That is cool.
Yeah, because he copied like the same box art and everything, so that it looks good next to the other DVDs.
See, Andres, I haven't seen a lot of these episodes since I was like 6. So you have them on DVD. So let me ask you a question.
Just to let you know, I haven't watched the majority of the episodes. I just want them as a collector.
Oh, okay. Well, because
he's about to ask if they hold up. No,
that's not what I'm going to ask at all. But I do remember finding the episodes in Season 2 more enjoyable because the situations got more outlandish. Like, I remember there being an episode where Godzilla got shrunk down to like a microscopic size.
Yes, me too.
You guys remember that one?
I do.
I only remember 4 episodes. The first one with not Rodan.
The fire.
Yeah, one with the Chimera. That was the one that always stuck out to me because it was like Godzilla fighting against like female villains, which I'd never seen as a little kid before. Rarely saw as a little kid before.
The Chimera.
The Chimera, yeah, when they were stuck on that Greek island with the I think they were called the Sirens.
And, you know what? I have vague. This is like crazy. This is like I remember like this from when I was 4. Just like an image in my head of laying on my living room floor and seeing Godzilla in like a pantheon.
Yeah.
So that must be what I'm thinking of. So so I remember an image from this. And
another episode I remember was when Godzilla fought a giant sea turtle, and the turtle kept getting bigger and bigger as it was absorbing energy, I believe. And
I don't remember that.
The last episode...
I of course remember the rock biter and fucking...
The rock biter is probably the most iconic.
The one where they find Atlantis. You guys remember Atlantis?
Yeah, I remember the Atlantis one. That one's fucking dumb. But yes, I remember. Most of them are dumb, but that one's especially dumb.
The last one I remember was called the Breeder Beast, and it was kind of like a yellow Hedorah sort of thing that just fed on like smoke and pollution and stuff.
You guys don't remember the seaweed monster?
No. Well, maybe I remember the Yeti monster.
The Yeti? There was a Yeti monster?
It was like just an abominable snowman sort of, like white ape sort of guy.
You sure you're not thinking of Robo Yeti?
No, I'm not thinking of Robo Yeti.
Okay. That is, by the way, probably, maybe my favorite episode of Godzilla the series, is the episode with Robo Yeti.
It's definitely mine. It would be that one with the time travel, but that should have been a two-parter. They had to rush it.
Oh, that was...
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to basically say what he said. It's completely hindered by the fact that it's not a two-parter. Because Zilla Jr. rather, is barely in it.
Should have been in two parts. The first part in the future, second part where they have to go back in time and go all like Judgment Day.
Yeah, although I did like the idea that they built a statue in memoriam of Zilla Jr. fighting.
Let's see. I think I found a link right here for that Yeti monster.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember this at all. Like, every cartoon ever has done a version of the Yeti, so they just all blur together. Holy shit, that looks like that Yeti that, like, took Bugs Bunny. It looks just like that. Like, go back and look at the images of that cartoon. It looks just like that.
Well, that's the one with, like, the big blue nose. He's like, I'm going to love him and hug him and call him George.
That's exactly what it is.
I was about to say, when you say took Bugs Bunny... After I thought you were talking about that big red thing at first. I was like, no, it's not a Yeti.
Red thing or...
Gossamer.
Is that its name?
Yeah, his name was Gossamer.
I just always called him the big red hairy thing.
I'm going to try and find...
Yeah, I found the Yeti, the Bugs Bunny Yeti.
It looks just like that, doesn't it?
I don't know. Maybe it's the green that kind of changes it for me.
Hang on, maybe I'm thinking of it. Maybe like my mental image of it is different than what it actually looks like.
See, I got the link right here, and I'll share it.
Yeah, it's a little different than I remember it. Okay. The face has a very kind of similar, like, squarish quality to me, though.
I can see that, yeah. And he's got hair over the eyes.
Exactly. That is kind of a creepy-looking Yeti, though, isn't it?
Which one?
The one from Godzilla, I mean. Like, the red eyes and shit. It looks like I'm looking into your soul, Godzilla.
Zool, motherfucker, zool.
Yo, get the fuck away from me, bitch.
Also, I just noticed that you can see the Yeti's feet, and if you look at where he's standing and where Godzilla's standing, this animation makes no sense.
Oh yeah, it totally doesn't.
The animation in Hanna-Barbera hardly ever made sense. Those walk cycles are ridiculous.
No, what do you mean? Okay, I see. Because Godzilla's foot is like down more than the Yeti's.
Yes.
I think they're on an incline though, because it looks like they're on a beach.
No, they're in a big crater. I remember the episode.
All right, it makes no sense.
Don't fuck with him on his Hanna-Barbera Godzilla.
Or maybe Godzilla's foot is just closer because it looks like he's kind of straddling a little bit.
I don't know.
Listen, I'm not going to defend it because there's plenty more examples to go. This is fucking crap. But I'm just saying, I think that there's certainly a defense to be made there. I mean, we could fucking look all day at like pictures of this show and how fucked up it was.
You guys remember those underwater creatures that had like electrical powers?
Yeah, I do.
And then they chase them underwater, and there's this weird like fucking bubble of air like at the bottom of the ocean, and they sort of hang out there for a while.
My favorite episode of the Hanna-Barbera show is definitely the one with the caterpillar. The shape-shifting caterpillar that shape-shifts to look like Godzilla, and it goes on a rampage, and the people of the Calico are like, what's going on? Godzilla's going crazy! And like they throw all these dumb theories of like what exactly he is, like, oh, maybe this one just hatched, maybe Godzilla went crazy, and then Godzilla shows up and they fight. It was like the closest we ever got to like Mecha Godzilla being in Because you got to see two Godzillas fighting. So.
I bet you they made that episode just so they can have an excuse to reuse more Godzilla stock animations.
Probably. You know what? They went a little bit far though because they'd never done Godzilla destroying stuff though.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Hilarious.
Maybe you saw that same walk cycle.
Okay, that walk cycle is in everything.
Let me ask you guys.
The one where his body strangely like shrinks as you move upward towards up in the body.
You guys, there's that shot in 2014 towards the end where he roars up and like right after he kills the female, and there's that shot of him roaring. It looks like a reference to that walk cycle.
There's a lot in that movie that reminds me of Hanna-Barbera. Nah.
Well, hang on, let me show you because I think since Gareth Edwards said that was his first exposure to the Big G. I think it's a reference. Let me get that screenshot up.
Let me ask you guys this question, because this is a question that is very decisive among fans who have seen this show. Godzooky, yay or nay?
I'm going to say nay.
This may be controversial, but I'm going to say yay, because as a little kid, I always wanted my own Godzooky.
I love how that's going to cause controversy, like not like the comment about Japanese people, but the comment about the fucking Godzooky.
Well, you know how fans are. Oh, I remember a while ago... No, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, sorry, Andres, I keep cutting you off. But I was just going to... I don't even remember. Go ahead, I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, first off, I found an image of the walk cycle.
Here's an image from 2014. I think this is a reference. Just because of how small Godzilla's head looks.
Uh-huh.
In relation to the rest of him. And there's another shot in this particular sequence where his arms are up more. I don't know, maybe it's a coincidence, but I think it looks a little bit suspicious in terms of not being a reference.
I don't know, I'm not really seeing it for the most part.
Like, look at how big his bottom is compared to the top, though.
Yeah, but I'm still not getting what you're saying here. Yeah.
I see it. It looks like the perspective makes his feet look bigger. You know what I mean? Adam's laughing. I'm assuming not at me.
No, it's not at you.
The what?
What?
It's not at you.
The what?
Okay.
All right. Well, anyways.
It's there.
Anyways, all right. I remember a while ago I posted on Toho Nation. I think I was talking to Dylan. I was like, I wonder what the majority of Godzilla fans, tend to think of Godzooky, considering that many people don't bring him up, whether it's to hate on him or to praise him or whatever. And so I remember I posted a survey question, a survey question on Toho Nation, like, what do you guys think of Godzooky? And for the most part, it seems like people don't really care about him one way or the other. Like, they don't hate him, they don't love him, they don't like him, they just are very indifferent to him.
Yeah, I don't... Listen, it's a little bit too late to be getting angry about the Hanna-Barbera show.
No, man, fuck that shit.
So, I don't really think it matters. In terms of, like, when I watch the show, do I find him annoying? Yes. Yeah, if you find Godzilla's roar annoying, listen to him. And especially the moments where it's like, we don't have the beeper, we gotta use Godzooky to call Godzilla. And it's like, oh, somebody...
You know what I find more annoying than Godzooky, though? Is that fucking blonde kid that's always yelling Godzooky.
The whole human cast is annoying. Brock, fucking... The doctor, the fucking... Not the doctor, but the doctor in that show.
Who was the doctor fucking?
The fucking Captain Majors. I remember his name. Captain Majors. And then the chick's name is, fucking something.
Wow.
Yeah, my memory.
That's what I name all of my women characters.
What do you think the mindset was behind making him have wings?
Maybe
I don't know. Is he a
He had
variant?
sex with Rodan.
Yes, Godzilla fucked Rodan.
I'm thinking, like, maybe, like, from a story perspective, they were like, we just want a cheap and easy way of just getting this character from the communicate between the humans and Godzilla.
Oh, I see. So he could fly up to Godzilla.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is that Godzooky is not Godzilla's son in the canon, quote unquote, of the show.
Like
Godzooky is Godzilla's nephew.
Right, where it's like, I think I remember I researched this, or no, like somewhere a long time ago, where it's like, apparently even though there was never a real pilot to this show, there were like production notes that said that the crew at one point rescued Godzooky, and Godzilla's kind of like owes them, and so that's why he follows them around.
Right. It doesn't explain why there's that scene where, it seems, again, almost seems like the 2014 movie was making reference to this, where they're in San Francisco, and the Golden Gate, or what I think is the Golden Gate Bridge, I don't remember specifically, there's a bridge, and it starts to collapse, and Godzilla catches it and lifts it up and lets all the cars go across. So I almost wonder if 2014 was making reference to that, too.
We have to go deeper.
Yeah, I gotta like call Gareth Edwards and be like, "Yo, listen, I got a bunch of questions."
Why did you bring this up in your addendum, Bill?
Because it was already 3 hours long, so I don't think I need to do that.
I know that was longer. That review was longer than your Godzilla review, than your original Godzilla review, and I was like, "Oh my fuck! You think you went a little overboard there, Bill?"
Well, to be fair to myself, to explain myself. But the whole purpose of that review was to like try and be as comprehensive with everything as possible, including the history of the movie and like a retrospective look at like the impact it had and what kind of all the build-up was. And the other thing was like I went into as much depth as I could with every little thing, like the relationship between Ford and Joe, Godzilla, the Mutos. I spent a whole like 25 minutes on Dr. Serizawa, so. That's kind of why I did it.
And that Admiral stance, you were just like, yeah, he's good. I like him.
What else are they going to say? He has a really in-depth character arc about...
Let's move on.
He's the one character in the movie that didn't need a character arc. He was fine just the way he was. That's why he was cool. Dr. Serizawa, on the other hand, I don't know what the fuck was going on with him. But anyway...
the jury's still out on how fucking old he is, I mean.
Oh, I mean, the thing was, I just recently watched the CinemaSins for Godzilla 2014, and it was fucking hilarious. Because the thing everybody, like, needs to realize about CinemaSins is that it's not supposed to be taken seriously.
Enough, like, I know Matt Franke actively hates on CinemaSins, and...
Apparently Matt just hates on a lot of things. I didn't know this about this man that I've idolized for so long.
Trust me, man. Like when you're friends with him on Facebook, he gets very hateful when it comes to politics. Him being like, he comes across like being like very, very liberal in like bashing whatever like sexist or racist.
Great.
Fantastic.
That's like I recently watched an old stand-up special from Eddie Murphy back in the 80s, you know, and he like starts off right off the bat with some comments that would not be acceptable today, and I was like, Eddie. Calm down there, Eddie.
What was he, like, fuck Whitey?
No, some very aggressive anti-gay slurring going on in that thing.
Really?
Wait,
and I was like,
Eddie Murphy.
Oh, Eddie. Yeah. It was a different time, Eddie.
He's become the old man that he constantly had to say, no, Grandpa, you can't say that today.
Yes,
Grandpa, that man can drink out of that fountain.
Let me just quote to you guys the very first sentence out of his mouth in this stand-up special. He's like, all right, I'm up here, I'm doing my comedy, I got a few rules when I'm doing my stand-up special. Rule number 1, no faggots are allowed to look at my butt while I'm walking. And I'm like, whoa, Eddie Murphy. I'm 5 seconds in.
Like Louis C.K. spent 25 minutes, or not 25 minutes, but like a large portion of one of his stand-up specials explaining what he meant by that word. And devoted a good portion of his show, his sitcom, to like what that word means and why it's so bad. So, damn Eddie.
Get it, man? It's the 80s. Then he went on a thing about AIDS, and I was like, oh god.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh god.
I can't watch stand-up specials from back then because I can't relate to them. Because I'm like, I wasn't alive in the 80s. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I mean, I could relate.
I
I could relate to it because I'm surrounded by people on a daily basis who still hold these worldviews, but at the
I thought you were that I'm surrounded by people on a daily basis, and I was like, no shit.
I'm surrounded by 80s.
I'm surrounded by diabetes.
By AIDS. Literal AIDS. They won't leave me alone.
They keep trying to help me in the bus and shit. I'm like, I was sick the bus.
That fucking episode of South Park where Jared's like, I have AIDS. And it's these two fucking assistants following him around.
Oh, man. But yeah,
Oh, Dad, Tom Cruise is back in fudge again.
Okay,
Tom Cruise, get out of the closet.
Tom Cruise gets so mad. I'm not a fudge packer.
but Dylan, now that we're talking about stand-up specials again, I watched that full Tom Segura stand-up special. The one that you recommended to me, the one with the guy who was talking about the fucking people outside grocery store.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now. I remember his name now.
So fucking funny. I also watched
I loved his tirade at the end about that guy whose wallet he had for like a year.
What was his name, Jerry or something?
Yeah, he talked to his dad on the phone. He's like, it's probably my son's wallet. He's an asshole.
Hey, Jerry, yeah? Your dad's right. You're a fucking asshole.
And you're never going to amount to anything.
Good night, everybody. Oh, it's fucking brilliant. No, but also on YouTube, I found this comedy special, like, short that he did, where he told this story about how when he was right out of high school, he went on like this like fucking massive drug trip and ended up in the hospital, and it's the fucking funniest story I've ever heard. He has like a really bad history with doctors. Like doctors just treat him like a piece of shit. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, you gotta see it. I'm gonna send you a link to it. It's fucking great. You have to watch it right now because it's kind of long, but it's like 15-20 minutes. So watch it later, but it's fucking great.
I'm gonna watch it right now, Bill.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I wanted to say something when you brought up CinemaSins, and I guess like my problem with CinemaSins is that like I get that it's made to be satirical, but it's like it's kind of weird where it's like I know they're trying to be funny, but I guess I just don't really see it. Most of their quote unquote sins, they're actively looking for something to make fun of, and I don't know. I mean that's kind of the point. And the thing is, I guess I personally don't kind of find that funny. I mean. Back, I think it was back in their earlier videos when they were like maybe 6 minutes or 9 minutes long. I enjoyed them because they were like much shorter and they actually picked out certain things that were technically technical flaws in the movie. And I thought that like CinemaSins back then could have worked as like somewhat of a satirical educational tool to say, hey, there's a lot of shit that should not be in a lot of these films that slips through the cracks all the time.
That's what I always wanted in my satire, education.
And then now it's like, it's very satirical, almost like the majority of their sins are not really actual sins. And they even make up like running gags like DC Comics. Bing!
Here's the thing. Here's my problem with CinemaSins. It seemed almost... Here's why I hated it when it first started. It seemed engineered to be popular. It seemed like they created it like, this is going to be so fucking popular.
We're going to become famous.
That's exactly... Not popular. And that's kind of what happened. Now, I've kind of grown to enjoy their stuff over time. But I'm never going to call myself like a true fan of theirs, though, because like... It's not that I don't agree with them, because I'm not sure what I'm agreeing with them on, since almost everything they do is sarcastic. But sometimes it's just like very like fucking just
the one that they did for the Hunt for Red October really pissed me off.
Yeah, it's just like
it's like that's not a flaw. That's explained. You guys just refuse to look at it.
Yeah, like there was one really fun. They did a crossover with Screen Junkies Honest Trailers, and I guess like, this is a credit to how much I like Screen Junkies over them, because Screen Junkies is the one who wrote that. But there was one in there, Everything Wrong with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where they brought up this fucking YouTube thing that Peter Parker is watching about electricity, and they freeze-framed and they're like, what the fuck is going on with this dude's YouTube page? He has 475,000 views, but only 2 subscribers, and the like-dislike ratio makes no sense, because it's like 700 likes and 0 dislikes, but the dislikes thing is like half the thing.
See, that's the stuff I like to see. We point that out.
Yeah, that's funny. But a lot of their stuff is just like, I don't even know what they're talking about. Like, I watched they did a 2-parter for Transformers 4, which I thought was funny in and of itself, because of how long that movie is. But, some of the shit they brought up, I'm like, I don't even know what they're trying to say anymore. But whatever. The one they did for 98 was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, definitely. Again, that was like one of their earlier videos back when I still like actively like kept up with them. Now I notice that they're going after a lot of classic movies, and I guess they're just doing that for the views or whatever. And like you mentioned, like they're trying to do the whole like we're doing this to be popular or whatever.
That's what I think.
They're doing it for the bitches.
That's what.
Hey, quite frankly, they're making a lot more money than us, so they're doing something right.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to say their videos aren't entertaining. I'm not just like, oh, because it's popular, it sucks. I'm just, from the very get-go...
Don't be
like,
the nostalgia critic. That's what the nostalgia critic
don't be him.
When they first started, I was like, I can tell, like, they were like, this is going to be huge, because this is everything people love about this section of the internet. We do nothing but point out flaws in movies with no context of review. Like, it's kind of like the most simplified, watered down, and when I say watered down, I just mean like boiled down to its basics, nostalgia critic, AVGM type of video, without the context of the review.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just, here are the one-note joke, point out what's wrong with this thing, parts of this movie. I guess you can say that there's something kind of brilliant about that they were able to boil it down and make it just as successful. But from the very get-go, I could kind of see, like, oh, they were trying to do that because it'd be really popular. And guess what, kids?
It's interesting that you made that comparison, because it seems like for a large majority of the time from, I guess I want to say, like, from 2006 to whenever, like, say I guess, like, 2006 to, it's, like, until recently, or the concept of, like, angry reviewing or just, like, complaining and shouting and screaming or just, like, criticizing negatively about, popular media seems to be, like, the big thing to do on YouTube or the internet in general to be famous. And now I've seen
what
this,
I used to do, basically.
What we all used to do and kind of still do on this show, what we're doing right now.
And now I've seen it in the last couple of years where, like, that quickly has died out, and now Let's Play channels and video gaming channels are now the thing to do. I mean, before we had, like, I remember back in the day when, like, Fred used to be, like, the number one... back when Fred used to be, like, the biggest channel. Do you remember when Fred used to be the biggest thing on YouTube back in, like, 2012?
Yeah,
and now...
They had, like, a promotional thing with the movie City of Ember, and it was, like, fucking hugely popular.
And then Fred appeared in iCarly, and then he had 2 shows on Nickelodeon, and 3 movies.
And then he had awful movies.
And now he sucked dick with coke outside of Detroit.
And now look, he's been replaced. He's a nobody now, and now PewDiePie is like the gargantuan, ruler of all of YouTube now.
And I have no idea who he is or what he does, so that's really funny.
Well, the thing is,
I only know him.
PewDiePie is a pathetic piece of human space.
What he does is he does what Split Screen does, Bill, but he gets the money, he gets the bitches, he gets the appearance on South Park, he gets everything.
I only know him from South
Park.
I only know him from South Park, and based on what I've seen of him from South Park, he has a very annoying voice.
He is so stupid.
He does.
It would be one thing if he was intelligent with his videos. Like, quite frankly, I think Markiplier can be very intelligent with his videos.
And he says he calls everyone bros. Is that what he calls?
Oh, that's a thing of his.
Yeah, who the fuck does that?
He calls his fans bros.
He has an annoying voice.
Oh, do you guys want to see the greatest Freddy spoof ever?
Freddy Krueger or Freddy from that game?
Freddy from YouTube.
Oh, Fred. Okay.
Fred.
Oh, Fred.
Is it that cartoon, that animation made by Oni NG?
No.
Okay.
It's from a guy called The Amazing Atheist.
I've seen a couple of that guy's videos
I don't
before.
like him very much, but
neither does the majority of the internet.
I've heard he's kind of a dick.
He is a dick, but this video is fucking hilarious. Fred's new dad.
What? I know his dad was played by John Cena in the movies.
Oh, Fred had a dad?
Yeah, his dad is John Cena. Let that sink in, kids. This child, who's clearly on crack, is the son of an overrated wrestler.
Bill.
What? What the fuck am I watching?
I want to kill myself.
Fred really let himself go, you guys.
I don't want to be.
Wait a minute. Oh my god. Bill, is it me or does he kind of look like Dylan?
He does look like Dylan, yes.
It gets a lot worse.
Good God!
Videos beside it, and I see one that's called "Smoking is Cool."
Yeah, I know that's it.
Smoke, America.
And hope is a curse.
This just became a lot more interesting.
All you care about is money. Oh God. Oh God.
He also has another video called Brick, if you guys want to see that.
Good God. It's like Michael Myers and shit?
Guys, here's his video called Brick.
Andres, is it just me or does the cop kind of sound like you?
I don't know. I mean, I've rarely shouted before. I mean, like, oh yeah, I have, but yeah, I don't know.
You guys have to watch Brick next.
Oh, it ends on the title card.
That's a move cry.
Well, and I remember, like, it's interesting how, like, with somebody like PewDiePie became popular, because I was watching... Are you guys familiar with a show on YouTube called Game Theory?
Yeah...
Well, a while ago, he made a video kind of like talking about how PewDiePie became popular, and it was kind of interesting is how, like, one of the biggest reasons for why he is as popular as he is as opposed to other Let's Play channels is due to his, like, international popularity, since he was from Sweden and gained a huge following there. Then he moved to Italy, gained a huge popularity there, and since he speaks English, you know, he gets a huge boost of popularity from both America and Europe. Or not Europe, I mean America and the UK. And so he's able to have this influx of views and subscribers from, you know, more parts of the world than most people who are just here in America.
Crafty son of a bitch. I only see one way to solve this. We should scribble on his walls.
That and he produces videos pretty regularly, which is always a booster.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing with the advantage of Let's Play channels, where they don't require scripting. It doesn't require a whole lot of editing.
It doesn't require effort.
Effort, yeah. You just play the video game, record yourselves, and then bam, you can split into 10-minute segments so that you can always get a bunch of views who will watch one video to the other. It's a brilliant system.
It's kind of like the first mass production of YouTubing. Like, you can just make like 50 of them in like one sitting, like 8 hours, and then put them out one a day, and bam, you're good to go for a couple months.
Yeah, imagine like the day when Split Screen ends up getting more subscribers than all of us combined.
It's gonna happen.
Like the scene, like from the trailer of Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. It could happen. It could happen. It could happen.
Whatever. If Joe keeps being a pussy on camera, though, it's never gonna happen because people are like, this guy's a fucking pussy. But whatever. So Dillion's BRB. Someone wait for him to come back. And we can start.
Okay. Oh, remember how earlier in this recording we were talking about like the what's it called, like 420 Blaze It, no scope, Call of Duty, whatever.
Yeah.
Watch this video. If they do that and apply it to Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh God.
Okay, let me know when you're at 000.
Whoa, hang on.
I have to watch this if they made it with the Good, the Bad.
Alright, we'll get to 0.
Okay, I'm at 0.
Alright, I'm at 0.
Okay, press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay. Why is the volume so weird?
That's the thing with these videos.
Okay.
The game has weird audio too, though.
Oh my god. Give me.
Has science gone too far?
Suck it right in the pussy.
Oh, fucking RIP some shit. What?
I can honestly say I don't really like this video.
Give me that dank blunt. Whoa. This is just like what the game is like, though. You fucking... What?
Oh my god. Why is the audio so bad?
It's a recurring trend in these sorts of videos.
Extreme burial. I feel like I now know what it's like to be insane. And I'm not happy with that.
No. You want to hear? You want to see insanity, Bill? Watch this. Watch this.
All right. It's rapping time.
What?
Oh god, I'm already scared.
Well, I got mad. So I'm... Welcome back, Dylan. What?
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I'm still listening to this.
This is the greatest thing ever.
I'm inclined to say that I should let him sleep with me.
Is this like a tutorial?
It's from PewDiePie.
That's why. Okay.
Here.
I think it's
here's the actual video.
I think it's sort of a thing with PewDiePie to like make rape jokes, like he's raping me, more screaming.
Yeah, this is the video itself, the one that I just sent.
This is actually kind of catchy.
I know it is.
It's just Dylan's new theme song.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Why you do this,
Internet? The internet, I love you, internet, but sometimes you're just really weird.
Okay, I can't watch this anymore.
Okay, well, no one can make you really insane.
Oh god.
Yes!
I'm so fucked.
Yes!
What?
Oh, these 10-hour
Oh, no.
I'm so tired of fucking ads.
I know, me too.
What the fuck is this from?
I think it's... I don't know.
Oh my god, they have Oh Damn on here as well. Oh my god, I love this video.
I get the feeling that he's black.
What did I just send?
You just sent 10 hours of Oh Damn.
I have.
Oh my damn.
Uh-oh.
I have a feeling that I was thinking if we ever try to be, if we ever try to appeal to a wider audience, this is the song we're gonna use.
Yeah.
We would never ever do this.
I'm black, y'all.
I feel like if this man were rated on a scale of skin colors, he would be black, y'all.
We would try to appeal to the urban demographic by making this our theme song.
Give ourselves an R&B soundtrack.
Made ironic by the fact that none of us are black.
No. And we have two whitewashed Mexicans on the show. Or no, one white mask. Oh my god, a whitewashed Mexican. and then one white McDonald's worker pretending to be a Salvadorian.
Who sometimes fantasizes about being black by talking in the most stupidest ghetto slang I've ever heard.
I do have to say, the internet has been completely redeemed by this right here.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh gee.
This we need to get into the news. Oh yes! Yes! Yes!
Justin Bieber shot on CSI 10 hours long. Original. Have you seen that one where it's like they show clips of like Schwarzenegger and other characters from different movies shooting Justin Bieber?
That's what they're doing in this video.
Oh.
I could watch this forever.
Terminator.
Oh god, you're right. Thank you, Neo.
Oh, Jesus.
Franco.
How long they linger on Rambo.
You've got a lot of bullets to get through.
Hey, that's from our intro.
Yeah, well, that's what that's from originally.
Bring the rain.
It just keeps going.
He's just a pile of mush at this point. Oh my god.
I have a legitimate complaint.
Police.
I have a legitimate complaint with this video. They didn't include the black guy. They didn't include the black guy from Predator with the Gatling gun.
And at a certain point, it starts repeating.
They also should have included that fucking guy from RoboCop that's like, fuck me!
Yeah, no, just the scene of the fucking Ed 209.
Oh boy, considering how much of a shithead Justin Bieber has become in the last couple of years, he so deserves it.
You know, with Bieber getting shot so much in this video, I'm surprised he isn't mush by now.
That's exactly what I said, yes.
Like Andres just straight up said,
just guts. Like, no, he would just be dust.
if you break down what Andres just said, basically what he said is, that kid's an asshole. He deserves to be shot.
If it happened, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's so sad. I'd be like, yep. No.
Andres died.
He deserved it.
I mean, I wouldn't even go that far. I would just be like, that's a thing, and I have no remorse. I just don't give a shit.
I mean, you all know my plan if I ever see him standing on top of a building threatening to jump.
Might as well jump. Dun, dun, dun. Down, down.
And then once he actually does it, you can play free falling.
Yes.
Everyone's like, that was in really poor taste. It's like, so was his entire career. But
it's all hashtag Greg. You hear a bunch of like Call of Duty children going, "Oh my God, did you see that? Oh my God!" Quick scope.
Neo from the Matrix going, whoa.
He's about to jump, but then he stops short of the edge, and he's like, I don't want to die. I play Don't Fear the Reaper. Nah.
Oh,
Arnold Schwarzenegger jumps on, do it now.
Who's your daddy? What does he do?
I'm going through like all my old memes that like I went through in high school now, and it's like Neon Cat.
Yeah, oh my God, it's been forever since you heard that.
Neon Cat! Right here!
I
I love Neon Cat. It's a cat Pop-Tart pooping out rainbows. What's wrong with
Wait a minute. Do you remember Epic Sax Guy?
Yes!
Oh, yes!
Nah, this is the classic one right here, boys. This is the definitive YouTube video.
Why is it 10 hours long?
Because the internet.
This is the definitive best YouTube video ever.
No, hold on. Before you do that, check this out.
You guys are warring over
with. Oh, Epic Sax Guy. Yeah. I was never a fan of Epic Sax Guy.
Damn it, YouTube!
Oh
you
my
have to give me an ad every fucking
Chipmunk.
time.
Yes.
All right, you know what? We should put it to a vote for the audience. Epic Sax Guy, Neon Cat, Dramatic Chipmunk, or who else?
Oh, how about Dramatic Godzilla? Right here, everybody.
I guess you could call this a meme war. What?
Oh, no. I just sent you guys Dramatic Godzilla.
Oh, I remember this, yeah.
Where did that come from?
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, that looks like Godzilla, like King Kong Godzilla, but I don't remember that.
Oh, that's from
the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can say it took me forever to realize that the music used in this meme was from
Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein.
Oh, she was smoking a cigar.
And as Bill sings the theme from Young Frankenstein, all across the country, millions of ears begin to bleed.
Andres, let's get into news.
To remedy their situation, they listen to Epic Sax Guy.
Yes.
As is tradition.
No, Bill, use the Epic Sax music to introduce the new segment.
This episode just got shit insane.
So what, just Careless Whisper?
No, the one that I just posted.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, you just posted something?
Yeah. Story of my life.
Andre said something, what?
There's like news and shit?
Look at how many ads are on this video. Holy ballsack.
How many?
Sorry, I can't see them because I've got ad block.
Ad block. Yeah.
I'm smart.
Internet high five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not downloading this whole video to get this audio.
No, but...
I'll find a shorter one. Andres, I promise you.
It's right there in the related videos. Epic Sax Guy Original HD.
All right, I'll find it. So.
And then there's the one of fucking He-Man singing "What's up."
Oh, I love that one.
Oh wait.
And he prays. The pray every day. Yeah. Evolution. Oh, I laughed so much when I saw the live action remake or whatever.
And I was blamed for it, and I'm like, I would gladly take credit for this.
Right here, you guys. You heard it right here for the news. Right there. That's my opinion on all news today.
What? What is this from?
This I don't know what
from Adventure Time.
Yeah, and then that's Commander Shepard right there. Oh my God, my brand.
My brand.
Right
So
here,
now-
boys. Right here, my brand.
Oh boy, what am I gonna look
My
at?
brand.
Oh.
My brand.
All right. So, being indoctrinated in by the epic sax dude, now to you, Andres, with the general news update.
Alright, so for this first story I have here, it just came out recently, where it was confirmed that Jason Voorhees will be a playable character in Mortal Kombat X.
Yes!
Are they having Freddy again as well? Because if so, I know what a lot of people are recreating.
Hasn't been confirmed yet, but yeah, they announced it yesterday, Friday the 13th. Whatever.
Isn't, like, Spawn going to be in this, too?
It was rumored, and that's all we have right now. I mean, it was also rumored that for Jason before he was actually revealed. No, actually it wasn't. It was rumored about for Predator and Spawn, but instead we have Jason.
Wait.
That's cool.
So instead of Predator, I got Jason. I'm not entirely okay with that.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a big Friday the 13th fan. So I'm like, fuck you, because as if I'm gonna play this game.
I don't know why. I just really want to see them. They've done like retro costumes in the last Mortal Kombat game. I want to see NES Jason so badly for some reason. I want to see like neon green and purple Jason.
There's so.
So what's his fatality gonna be? Is he just gonna like, I'm gonna cut your head off?
Well.
No. I want him to like
file the comparison to the other Mortal Kombat characters.
I hope his fatality will involve stuffing you in a sleeping bag and then slinging you against trees.
Damn it! You took my
Fitting.
idea.
That would be more fitting. This is cool. I would like. I remember back in when I was into video games. I remember with what was it? Fucking
oh my fucking God.
Soul Fighter. What was it called?
Soul Calibur with
Soul Calibur. You had Darth Vader and Yoda.
Yeah. And then before, in the last two Soul Caliburs ago, you had Link from Legend of Zelda in the GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2, and then you had Spawn in the Xbox version, and Tekken character in the PS2 version. And
then recently they did Kratos.
Right. That was for the PSP version, and then
I love how they get instantly recognizable characters for the other two consoles, and then it's PlayStation. It's like, you'll know who he is if you like Tekken.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing.
You like Tekken? I mean, no? Well, then you're gonna love this.
You can have this character, that comic book character that's going to be popular for the next 5 minutes, or you can have one of the most iconic Nintendo characters of all time, or you can have this from a fighting game that you most likely not have played. Otherwise, why are you playing Soul Calibur?
Maybe the reason why they haven't put Spawn in the new Mortal Kombat yet is because Todd McFarlane wanted to write, produce, and direct the new Mortal Kombat. So they weren't able to do it because they're like, no.
I'm fine. You know, I want to write the story for Spawn. I want to write the story for all of Mortal Kombat.
And what a wonderful job you've done of it, Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, you've done a great job.
I just want to. I don't know why I'm doing my George Lucas voice.
Your impression for Todd McFarlane. He's like, I want to live, Image Comics. I want to live. Well, it's fun to talk to.
I think that's Image Comics. No, the Image Comics is doing a lot better now. But I'm thinking like Image Comics, like when it was like that, like Image Comics was like at the top of its game where everyone was into that like 90s extreme era. But then once that faded, their Image Comics was like I want to live.
Like 2000 to 2010 was a really rough patch for them.
Like what? What did they have after besides like Walking Dead?
I don't know. Witchblade's always kind of been popular.
All right. Well, I guess like
that is a loud fucking train. Wow.
Wait, who's next to the train?
Me, obviously me.
Oh, I don't remember there being a train next to your house.
Andres, you slept at my house for days.
I don't remember the train.
You slept at my house for days.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
All right, so yeah, Jason in Mortal Kombat
How
X.
dare you not remember the train, Andres?
That was the best part.
It went choo-choo. Do you remember the choo-chooing?
I think Bill is gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to reevaluate our friendship, Andres.
I think our friendship is threatened by this moment. But I think this is cool. I would like to see more stuff like this. Like, I don't know. I heard there was a rumor that like Godzilla and King Ghidorah were going to be in a Super Smash Brothers game, and I was like, that sounds cool.
But they're so much bigger than the characters.
It doesn't matter, Dylan. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You solved that by giving both Godzilla and Mothra, or Godzilla and King Ghidorah, a poison mushroom, which makes them smaller.
Well, no. What if it was like the anime Godzilla?
You know what? If you want to, they should put fucking Goku in a Smash Brothers game.
Yeah, because that wouldn't be overpowered. Balance. What's that?
That's the point, Bill.
Hey, we've already had several video games where Goku went up against characters from Naruto and One Piece and a whole other Shonen Jump characters.
All of which
I don't think
would wreck in an instant, but whatever.
Oh, it's me, Mario. I have a hammer. It's like go. I have a spirit bomb, motherfucker. I have the entire life of the Earth in bomb form. What do you have? I have a hammer.
If it makes it more balanced, we can have beginning of the series gets killed by a special beam cannon. No. To make it more balanced, it can be beginning of the series, gets killed by a special beam cannon, pussy Goku. But he'd still win.
I mean, any, Kid Goku, I guess they could put in and it'd be fine. Like, Samus could probably take out Kid Goku.
Put fucking Cooler in the game.
Yeah, that won't be unbalanced at all.
Fucking Broly.
You know what? Let's put Gogeta in the game. Perfect. Perfect balance. Fucking Beerus.
Now this isn't a new story.
Broly versus Zelda.
Oh no. Well, let's see. This isn't a news story because it came out weeks ago. But you guys saw that latest trailer for DBZ Resurrection of F?
Yeah, I thought it was like, I'll watch it.
So you've seen Golden Super Saiyan Frieza?
Is that what that's supposed to be?
Well, it's supposed to. And Super Saiyan. I was just joking about it, but it's obviously
It's a Frieza with Super Saiyan. I was like, that sounds weird. That's like
it's a Super Frieza.
Turning into a Jewish person. That sounds really weird.
But yeah, it's like they introduced
I knew they were going to have to give Frieza a new form, right? I knew that was going to happen. As soon as they announced that they were bringing him back, I'm like, well, he's going to last 5 seconds. Like they joke about it.
He's going to become the new god of destruction.
Because they joke about it all the time in fucking the later parts of DBZ, like, hey, this is...
And GT, yeah, how weak Frieza and Cell are in comparison to the Z fighters now.
Let Goten fight this guy. He's only as powerful as Frieza.
Well, I find it interesting that Frieza now has, in terms of the face and hands are now dark purple, just like Cooler.
Yeah, the design is okay. I'm just like I don't know. I felt this way about Battle of Gods too until I saw it. Like I'm just worried about the story.
Right. Okay, so moving on. It's recent news.
This movie.
Recent news.
The animation though looks fucking great.
Recent news on the Godzilla game coming to PS3 and PS4. A while ago, it was confirmed that the PS3 will only be released digitally, whereas the PS4 will actually be like a physical copy in America. And it was confirmed that the PS4 will exclusively have online multiplayer. Now, as to what kind of multiplayer they have has yet to have been specified.
Yeah, I thought you could only play as the two Godzillas. I thought you couldn't play as the other monsters.
Yeah, I thought so too. Unless maybe it's only like co-op multiplayer or like competitive, who can destroy the more buildings in a limited amount of time, like the older Hypeworks.
Yeah, because I follow the page that's about that game.
Yeah.
The official. And they did a thing recently where they're like, who would win in a fight? Mechagodzilla and destroy it. Not that you could do that in the game, but let's just do this for fun. And somebody in the comments was like, why can't you do that in the game? So I guess you can only play as the two Godzillas.
Right. That was the case with the Japanese version. And with this multiplayer, I don't think it would be maybe it could be a competitive game, like, you know, which you select the Godzilla and then you beat each other up. But then again, the game itself doesn't really lend itself to being translated as like a fighting game. So I'm
a fighting game.
Yeah, it's not really a fighting. It's more like a, you know, destruction derby beat 'em up sort of thing.
It's more like, well, I guess this is a fighting game, but it reminds me more of like kind of a open world not open world, but like wider map version of like Tenkaichi.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Because just in terms of like the camera and stuff.
Right, it being like over the shoulder and whatnot.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I was really on the fence as to whether or not I should get a PS4 for this game, or if I should stick with like the PS3. But now that it has like some exclusive content, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll buy a PS4 for just for this.
I mean, I'm gonna have to buy one anyway for Arkham Knight.
Right.
There's another game too that I want. I have to get a PS4 eventually.
Yeah, because like it was announced that what was it? There was a video game that was recently canceled for the PS3 and Xbox 360, and then recent rumors about Mortal Kombat X also being canceled for the PS3 and Xbox 360. So it seems like when it comes to like the production of new games for the I believe 7th generation systems, that being, you know, the PS3 and the Xbox 360, it seems like they're finally starting to die out, and the new consoles are taking over.
Yeah, which is sad.
Yeah, but hey, you know, these consoles have had a long run.
At least they both lasted 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years is like I think it's longer than any other console generation beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, they had to let the technology catch up, though, is the reason why, because there was just no reason to make a new system.
Right, so especially in this day and age where you had, like, the option to, like, update your games through, like, you know, patches. But even then, recently, there's been, like, a lot of, like, backlash against patches because games like Assassin's Creed, what was it? The new Assassin's Creed game that came out, and it was, like, practically broken beyond belief. And they were like, what?
Unity?
Unity, yeah, Assassin's Creed Unity, and everyone was complaining about like the slow frame rates, missing character models, missing faces, and just like
when I played it, there were a lot more glitches in the first two games.
Right.
I was like, the newer one.
So yeah, it's like kind of sad when people kind of start to get lazy and just rush out these games expecting to patch it later on after release.
Yeah, it's really not good. But I don't know. Some of the I know the other game I wanted was Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 looks awesome.
I played the first two. I never got around to playing the 3, but yeah, yeah.
But I'm a pretty big fan, so I'm gonna buy the PS4 for that as well.
Okay, so I guess moving on in comics news, we actually have new costumes for Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman. Have any of you seen them? If not, I'll share the link right now.
I saw the Superman.
And they make me want to hurt myself. They're really stupid. Especially
just fuck it. Oh god.
Especially Batman. Oh my god, Batman! What are they doing?
Is that Draco Azul I see there?
Superman, like they had a costume similar to that at the beginning of the New 52, so that's not so bad. Whoa, hang on.
Whoa! Oh yeah, that was the video, obnoxious IGN video playing at the beginning.
The Batman one drives me insane.
Yeah, the Batman one is the dumbest thing ever. I don't.
And I was showing. I remember. I know my mom is like a casual Wonder Woman fan because she grew up with the TV show. But like, I showed her the new costume for Wonder Woman, and she told me the first thing she told me was it looks like Captain America's suit. And I think she was referring to the Winter Soldier suit because she saw that here. And I'm going to show you a picture of that costume for comparison in terms of the colors.
Yeah, I saw Winter Soldier again recently. It does look like that.
Yeah.
The thing that kills me about this Superman thing is it's not even a costume.
No, he's just wearing clothes. The thing that bugs me about it, aside from...
I feel like I want to call him Super Bro from now on.
He looks like a frat boy, especially with the hair.
It feels like they've gone back to fucking Smallville.
I'm pretty sure maybe if we read or if we kept up with the the ongoings of the New 52 stories, maybe there's some narrative reason as to why. Because I think this is a new Batman. This isn't Bruce Wayne, I think.
Oh, yeah, I haven't followed New 52 in like 2 years.
Yeah.
So maybe it's called, the storyline that's going on right now is called Convergence.
Wait a minute.
I'm thinking this is going to be temporary. This definitely will be temporary because...
That mech suit has a bat... That's the Batman?
Yeah, that's supposed to be a Batman, I think. I think maybe Bruce Wayne passed the torch to someone.
He looks like Chappie, is what he looks like.
I thought it was Blue Beetle, and then I saw the bat symbol on the chest. I'm like, wait.
Batman's got rocket launchers now.
He doesn't even like to use guns, and they strap rocket launchers to his fucking shoulders.
I mean, of the three of them, Wonder Woman definitely looks the best.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the... is that supposed to be navy blue or straight up black?
Black.
Okay, because I don't think black works very well with gold, red, and white. I like the armored look, and I certainly like the enhanced like weapons instead of like the bracelets. I mean, I'm digging the suit. It's just the color scheme doesn't really mesh well with me. What do you think, Dillion? Since you're kind of like the color guy.
It doesn't bother me.
She looks fine to me, but Superman and Batman, oh my God, what did they do?
I'm digging the addition of the wrist blades too. That's like,
yeah,
it's kind of like what they did in the Power Rangers adult thing they did.
Yeah,
they in the wrist, which was cool.
It's fucking metal.
Yeah, it's pretty. Fucking Batman! I gotta find out what's going on with this because it's gonna bug me.
Because and also I wonder what's with the really exaggerated antenna bat ears. Because I'm thinking maybe they're long. Like those are that's like from a design perspective, I'm digging it. The more I look at it, but like as its own creation, like looking at it as like an armored suit, I think it looks pretty cool. But it's like, did antennas really bother me? I'm thinking, are they long because they're supposed to act like, actual antennas to get better Wi-Fi signal or something?
I mean, it looks fine. I mean, it looks fine if Tony Stark has decided to become Batman, but...
It looks more like War Machine.
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like if the Batmobile was a Transformer.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
That's actually kind of a badass idea, I'm not gonna lie.
I've seen fan art of Batmobile Transformers.
That would be the fucking tokusatsu version of Batman. His Batmobile would transform into armor, and then he would fuse with it.
Yeah, like the fucking the Kaku Rangers mechs.
Yeah, it'd be badass.
But I don't know.
And then he could combine with the Batjet to fly.
I'm sure there's like an Earth 2 fucking bullshit reason for why they look like this, but. The Superman's hair is the thing where I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Maybe it's like that thing that happened in Marvel after Onslaught when the heroes got thrown into this weird-ass alternate dimension for a while where everything looked different. You remember this?
No.
The universe got fucked up because of Onslaught. I don't remember what it was called.
Is that blood on Superman's hands?
I think...
No.
No, it's...
He just got done fighting Zod.
There is blood on the floor.
Yeah.
There is blood on the... Oh! They're like Band-Aids on his knuckles.
I'm also wondering, I'm curious to know why they decided to go back to the Golden Age S.
Yeah, where it's got the black background. Well, you know what? They're doing that in the Supergirl show, too.
Oh, right, with the new costume revealed.
She looks great, by the way.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm wondering how, if at all, Superman's going to play into it. Because I was actually rewatching Man of Steel recently, and they actually set up a version of Supergirl in Man of Steel that could be completely separate from Superman. So I'm wondering if they're going to do something like that. Not necessarily that it's going to be in that continuity, but I'm saying it's possible.
All right. So I guess moving on to the next story. Apparently, have you guys heard the news about like a new Ghostbusters movie that's like separate from the all-female cast Ghostbusters, and that Sony wants to make a Ghostbusters like continuity, like universe sort of thing? Yeah,
cinematic universe. What are they calling it? Ghost Core? Yeah.
Can't we just let Ghostbusters rest in peace?
And apparently there's rumors that they're bringing in like Channing Tatum and Chris Pratt.
Oh, okay.
but I don't need this.
And then like earlier, a while ago, I think it was like Dan Aykroyd who says that he still wants to make Ghostbusters 3. This is like way after the female Ghostbusters.
Like, I still want to do my Ghostbusters. And they're like, shut up, old man. We're making the Paranormal Activity version of Ghostbusters.
We're making
Dan Aykroyd's like, don't you remember me? I'm Dan Aykroyd. I recently appeared in the Saturday Night Live 40th anniversary special. You were the least funny part, Dan. Sit back down.
I did a voice role in that CGI Wizard of Oz movie that nobody saw.
Nobody saw it, Dan. Sit back down.
Wizard of Oz?
It was called Legends of Oz, Dorothy's Return.
Yeah, that's right.
It's stupid, and from what I heard, it's actually kind of creepy.
I saw one bus stop ad for it, and I was like, nope. Not even going to identify that that's a thing. But what were we talking about?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Listen, I only need the first Ghostbusters. That's it. 2 is fine, but...
What about the 2 animated series?
I like them both, actually. I like them both, even Extreme. Extreme is actually really
What
fun.
about the 1960s show?
70s action.
And the animated series based off the 60s or 70s show.
Wait a minute, there was a wait, hang on, I'm really confused. So there was a 60s movie and a 70s cartoon?
No. There was a live-action show called The Ghostbusters, and then there was the Dan Aykroyd Ghostbusters movie, which had no relation to it. But
oh yeah, okay, I got confused. I thought there were two prior things that were disconnected that were called Ghostbusters before the real Ghostbusters.
Well, the thing is, after the real Ghostbusters, then Filmation, the company that owned that live-action show, that TV show that came out before, they released their animated show to cash in on the brand name of Ghostbusters.
Right. How did they get away with that?
Otherwise known as the fake Ghostbusters.
The thing is, like, when Dan Aykroyd made the Ghostbusters movie, he has the film rights, but not the TV rights, to name the show Ghostbusters. So
that's why that's called the real Ghostbusters.
Exactly. Even though technically they're not the real Ghostbusters.
Well, they're not the first Ghostbusters.
Yeah, they're not the first.
But they're certainly the most iconic.
Here's my question about this cartoon. Why is Egon blonde?
They did that to distinguish between the character models more because the actors kind of look similar in the movie, but it's they're the actors, so
you could totally tell them apart if they were all brunette though, because Dan Aykroyd's the fat one, and Egon's the tall one with the glasses and the hair. Yeah.
I think they just to distinguish. I mean, they gave them different colored suits too, though they explained that after the fight with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, they gave them new suits to because they needed new suits.
They wanted to become Mighty Morphin Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
That'd be an interesting direction to take the series.
I like the cartoon.
Power Rangers Ghost Force.
They did that. There's a Sentai called Go Busters, and that's what it is.
Although even though I said that it was about like spiritual theme, I think looking back on it, I did a little research right after that episode, and I think it's not ghost related or spirit related.
Oh, it's not? Well, fuck. Now that joke is wasted.
I see what they're doing here. If there's something strange in her neighborhood, who are you going to call? Go Busters.
I hate those Sentai costumes, by the way. They look stupid.
Yeah, they kind of look more like biker, like multicolored biker uniforms.
Exactly. That's why I hate them.
Are they trying to go the same direction as, like, Kamen Rider? Some of the modern, like, fucking leather Kamen Rider, like, designs?
They did cross over with Kamen Rider, so.
Multiple times, but, yeah.
Did you see that? I saw clips of that movie where it was, like, all the Sentai teams fighting all the Kamen Riders.
Oh, I didn't see that, but I want to see that
now.
it
was bad. I mean, I know nothing about either show, but I was watching and I was like, I know this is bad. And they were like Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. We cannot exist at once.
Wait a minute. Isn't Kamen Rider supremely outnumbered?
Yes.
Yes, they are. So they very quickly like, yeah, we're going to team up.
Hold on. But on the other hand, one Kamen Rider can take down a monster where it would take 5 Rangers to take down a monster.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't the Kamen Riders and the Sentai teams just decide to all get along and just collectively hate Ultraman? Can they just...
No. They need to hate on the tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what they need to hate on.
What would be a great plot twist at the end is that they have to team up because Supaida Man has come back and now he's evil.
Exactly. Now he's fucking...
Dude.
He's fucking changed
No. The black suit. We need Tokusatsu black suit Spider-Man.
Japanese Venom, motherfuckers. It just looks like Ultraman Belial or Belial.
Belial. Oh yes.
It's depressing that Spider-Man didn't last long enough so they could get to the black suit.
I don't think they ever had any intentions of doing the black suit.
The black suit didn't exist when they did that show.
Right, because that was only for like 1 year, from like what 70-something, 75, 76.
Oh, you right?
Yeah, the black suit wasn't introduced until I think the late 80s.
No, I think it was a 90s thing.
No, it was introduced during Secret Wars, you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, and Secret Wars was an 80s thing.
Okay.
I wasn't sure.
Pretty sure, I could be wrong. I think...
How many Secret Wars are there? Because isn't like the new thing...
There's like 17 million, and they all have really stupid names.
Because isn't like the new thing that's supposedly rebooting the Marvel Universe with the Ultimate Universe called Secret Wars?
Secret Wars, the publication dates were from May 1984 to April 1985.
Fuck you two, yes! Bill was right for once. Yes!
Enjoy it while it lasts, motherfucker.
I know my black suit Spider-Man history, so fuck you.
Remember Ultimate Venom? Fuck Ultimate Venom.
Ultimate Venom was cool. Ultimate Carnage was dumb.
You mean Gwen Carnage? Carnage Gwen?
Dude.
No, it was like a Peter Parker clone gone wrong, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, because they based the plot line of Amazing Spider-Man off of Ultimate, where Peter's parents were geneticists, but in the movies, instead of creating the Venom symbiote, they create the spiders, which I thought was a cool idea.
The problem is the origin for Carnage that they give in the Ultimate Spider-Man comic books do not match up at all with the Ultimate Spider-Man game.
Right, and then if you remember the I don't know, I think you might remember, because I think you played Shattered Dimensions, right, Bill? They had
I did a review of it. Yeah,
they had Ultimate Carnage in the game, except it was like this is a different Carnage that was made after S.H.I.E.L.D. studied the original Ultimate Carnage.
Well, yeah. The thing was that it wasn't even like a character. It was just the symbiote, just kind of raging carnage. Which did you guys ever watch? I think we've talked about Spider-Man Unlimited on this show before.
Yeah.
But in that show, Eddie Brock and Cletus Cassidy aren't in the symbiotes. It's just the symbiotes. Walking and
talking.
Yeah, exactly. And they travel to that alternate dimension with Peter Parker.
Right.
I love Carnage so much, the classic Carnage, because it's like, hey, this badass alien species that we developed with Venom, let's mix that with a serial killer.
Cletus Cassidy is basically the Joker with superpowers. Yeah. That's basically what Cletus Cassidy is. I was obsessed with Carnage as a kid.
And sadly, no one to this day gives a fuck about Toxin.
I still have fuck Toxin.
The other symbiote character.
There were a bunch of other symbiotes though. There was a female Venom. There were a whole bunch. One of the best is definitely Flash Thompson Venom though.
I think my favorite Cletus Cassidy moment is from the very first issue of the story arc Maximum Carnage.
Yes.
And they're just wheeling him down the hallway, and he's in the straitjacket and everything before he breaks out, and he's fucking singing like a wedding song or something.
Yeah, exactly, and this is right after Peter. I think this is right after Peter and Mary Jane got married.
It was great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cool. I guess to move along to
Cassidy is my homeboy.
Yeah, he's pretty.
To move along to the final story, we actually have a confirmation from Kevin Smith that Mallrats 2 is in the works. As he tweeted on Thursday.
I just want to see Moose Jaws, god damn it.
Oh, he says it. I'm going to read the tweet. We shoot Clerks 3 in May, Hit Somebody, shoot September to Christmas, then in February 2016 we do Moose Jaws, but after that, I smell a rat.
I didn't get that. I was like, is he going to work on Ninja Turtles? I don't know why that was the first thing I thought.
You dirty rat, you killed my brother.
Exactly, that's what I thought, and I was like, why is
you filthy rats, what'd you do to
her? Why is he going to work on Ninja Turtles? But then I saw the article earlier, and I was like, oh, that makes way more sense.
No, he's remaking Godzilla vs. Monster Zero.
I would be so excited. But just the human scenes. There's going to be no footage of Godzilla.
Except for the victory dance.
Isn't Astro Monster the lowest screen time for Godzilla in all the movies?
And that's the one that a lot of fans love the most out of in terms of the early show era stuff.
Yeah, because
somebody wrote an article how the screen time theory is bullshit. Like one of the movies where he has the least is one of the most popular.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well, I just want to get to. Before I forget, do you think the reason why a lot of people did not like how much little Godzilla was in 2014, mostly because they're not used to the formula of not seeing that much Godzilla in the previous films?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't want to get on that debate.
Okay, just the point I wanted to bring up, because that's something I don't think we've ever talked about in terms of Godzilla's screen time.
It's so funny when you watch the special features on the Blu-ray, because Gareth Edwards brags about how...
It's like, we only have 1,000 special effects shots. That's only half of what you usually have. It's like, listen.
He brags about how, I love the fact that we cut away from the fight, and it's just a great thing that we did. And I'm like, Gareth, you're shooting yourself in the foot, buddy. You're pissing off fans, and now you're all
I
smart
haven't
about
watched
it.
any. I haven't watched any of the special features because I have yet to buy the Blu-ray.
Yeah. There are some of them where I'm like, what the fuck is he talking
And
about?
I've already stated why I refuse to buy the Blu-ray.
Right.
The extended cut, right?
Well, that and the fucking Blu-ray is so dark I can't see shit. But you know,
I fixed that problem on my TV.
I kind of wish that there was a language option to watch the movie with the Japanese dub.
Oh yeah.
and for shits and giggles,
with the
for
closed
shits and giggles,
captions.
they have a German dub where it's like King Kong or something.
Yeah.
That would be great.
They call him Gorgo.
Yeah, there was a.
Do you guys realize that on the Monty Python and the Holy Grail DVD and Blu-ray, they have an option in subtitles called "For Those Who Don't Like the Film," and you can put it on, and it's like a serious subtitle for the entire movie.
That's fucking funny. But yeah, Mallrats 2. I'll watch it. You know, I mean, listen, I'm a diehard Kevin Smith fan. I'll watch anything he makes, but Mallrats is not my favorite movie of his by far. So, I'll watch it just because it's going to be in the same universe as Clerks 3. So
No, he makes Cop Out too.
that I don't need.
Funny, didn't he retire the View Askew universe after he made Clerks 2, and now
he was going to retire it after Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. The ending of that movie says the end.
Yeah.
And that's for the whole View Askew universe. But they brought it back for Clerks 2. So, can't trust what he says in terms of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because he was going to retire from filmmaking after Clerks 3, and then Tusk changed all that. So now we're getting a whole bunch of movies.
Yeah, I read the Variety article. I really liked what he said here. It's it kind of came out of nowhere. Lately, I've been doing this thing where I'm like, do you want to do what's good for your career, or do you just want to have fun? Nobody's clamoring for a Mallrats sequel, but I would love to make one. It's been 20 years. So it's kind of interesting how he's approaching this, where it's he's not really, it seems like he's not in it for the money, but he just does it because he enjoys filmmaking.
Well, he said that he does, at this point, he said he doesn't need the filmmaking money to live off of anymore. He does that all with his, the podcast, the live podcast shows.
Right, and whatever money he makes off of DVD sales.
Yeah, he has
Comic Book Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's I'm not doing this because it'll advance my career. I'm doing this because I do have a passion for it.
Right.
And I absolutely respect that.
Tusk.
Exactly.
Everybody loves Tusk.
Tusk is a fever dream. That's what it is. And it's just, why not? I'm going to make this movie because why not? And that's why I love it.
Unless you're an idiot unless you're an idiot like Joe, you love the movie.
No, he admitted later that he liked it. He was just sort of...
Joe, don't take anything that Joe says seriously.
You can't, because he'll change it in 6 seconds.
You change it in 6 seconds, and I can get away with that because he thinks our podcast is shit and his is the bomb. So
he has a podcast.
Yeah. Or no,
he's referring to Split Screen. Okay.
I'm referring to, yeah. Oh yeah, he hates our podcast. He's like, this is
when you say
this is fucking dribble, all my shit is YOLO swag, # great.
When you say our podcast, are you referring to this podcast?
Hey Bill,
yes.
Shout outs,
yeah, exactly.
So Joe, in the end,
for one more Joe bashing. Funny how like he always point out something as being racist, especially when the colors white, brown, or black come into it. Yes, he makes racist jokes left and right, but when the word white comes into the sentence or into the conversation, oh, that's racist. Even though when it's just the color of they're talking about the color.
Joe, I know you're not listening to this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Joe, you were there for me quite a bit when I was having some trouble. You legitimately were. You helped me out quite a bit. You are a pretty good friend, and I'm glad to call you my friend. But seriously, fuck you. This podcast is the shit, and you're just jealous that we have a lot more viewers than you.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, all right.
Oh, God, I'm getting in.
Wrecked.
You fucking come on DFOS, and then you fucking talk shit about SOS.
You are just jealous that your videos can't get over 20 views, and ours usually get like 200, 300, 400, somewhere around there.
Oh,
and you're doing Let's Plays. That's what's popular right now.
Not podcasts.
Oh, God.
Although what's funny is, the thing,
I feel like...
you know what, to be honest, I think it's...
Sometimes if like I'm standing in the field, I'm just watching people fight around me.
I love Joe.
It's like, I'm watching
although what's really funny is like, this isn't really a fight more. It's just like a couple of dudes shouting at the other dudes who aren't even listening.
You aren't even listening.
It's a complete. I mean, he's not even going to hear this because he can't pay attention to something for more than 6 seconds.
Who's doing it now, Bill? Who's doing it now?
Well, listen, I am allowed. No, whatever.
Well, here's the thing. Bill, you get shit on all the time in split screen. I get hailed all the time in split screen.
Right. That's what happened.
And I'm like,
I mentioned for like.
I have the most reason out of everybody here to fucking hate Joe and Jake, but
yeah, like
I'm above that.
I think Adam was mentioned like 5 episodes in a row.
Yeah.
One in which he called me a racist, and I wanted to argue that, but then I was like, yeah, but it's kind of true.
and I even joked about it.
Racist, though.
I know you did, Andres. I saw, bastard.
Oh, come on. We make Nazi jokes with you all the time.
I know.
We all make like Nazi jokes all the time, though. Like that's what we're saying.
Oh, by the way, Bill, that opening to the last DFOS episode, where it's like, I see nothing, Colonel Hogan, which you don't say anything either because this is a podcast and there's only an image. Heil Hitler. And the last second, I heard you go Heil Hitler, and I was like, oh my god.
Well, I did that, and then I was gonna cut it up. Dylan was like, no, you have to leave that in because that's the funniest fucking part. Because I said like in a whisper.
You did. You're like, Heil Hitler.
Wait, you were gonna delete that, and I told you not to?
Well, no, because the reason I wasn't worried like, oh, people are gonna get offended. I was like, no, I laughed at the end of it, so it kind of sounds like shit. But
it sounds like you're cowering while saying it. You're like, Heil Hitler. Like you're ashamed to say it. I'm like, this is great. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Well.
I did not. Why is it so funny? I see nothing, Colonel Hogan. I see nothing. And you can't say anything because this is a podcast, and all you see is the title card. Yeah. I did not.
That doesn't make much sense, Colonel Hogan. I'm just a scared German man.
Scared German man.
Every night I just like to come home and take off my boots and put on my fuzzy bunny slippers and curl up on the couch and turn on the Lifetime channel and just enjoy a good emotional story. And so the stories about the Jews, and then I turn them off because I hate them.
Oh, listen to the sounds of the Jews screaming. The screams put me to sleep.
The sound of little babies dreams.
Nazi. He was just there because the pay was good. That's the only reason Schultz was there on the show. He was like the most likable character on that show. The fucking allies treated him like shit, so he was just like everything. It's like, oh, I see nothing.
I see nothing, Colonel Hogan. I was like, yeah, that's exactly how German POW camps went along.
I mean, I just love the idea of, like, he talks to, like, he just calls everybody Colonel Hogan, just like, oh, I'm home, Colonel Hogan. That'll be fun, like his wife.
For the last time, I'm not Colonel Hogan.
Oh, Colonel Hogan, you said
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lady Hogan.
Lady Hogan. Lady Hogan sounds like Lederhosen.
That's exactly
Oh God.
Ooh, doggy. But anyway, so Andres, that's it for the news?
That's it for the news.
Well, all right. Does anybody have any announcements?
Yes, I noticed something in this fucking trailer for this Dragon Ball Z movie.
Okay.
Akira Toriyama, and this is something that most people might not know, at least here in America, he has this other manga character called Jocko the Galactic Patrolman. I don't know if I said his name right, but it's spelled J...
That's a fucking spirit animal right there, bitch.
I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it's spelled J-A-C-O, Jocko the Galactic Patrolman. And he's in this trailer for this DBZ movie.
Holy shit.
If you pause that trailer at 50 seconds, he's like running on a cliffside. Now, this isn't the first time that Akira Toriyama has done this. There was an episode of Dragon Ball where Goku wound up in whatever that village is called with the Dr. Slump characters. But,
I have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
I'm a DBZ fan. I don't even know what he's talking about, but I believe him.
It's Greek to me.
Apparently he's a playable character in Dragon Ball, the new Dragon Ball Xenoverse game. Is he purple with blue skin? With yellow eyes?
Yeah.
Blue skin.
Yeah, he almost strikes me as, like, Akira Toriyama's take on, like, fucking, like, Ultraman with those eyes, you know what I mean?
Dylan, when you first said the guy's name,
yeah.
The first thing that popped in my head was Desmond the Moon Bear.
Wow.
Here's a link, guys, or...
How did I get here?
Why am I even alive?
That's the question all of us ask every time we record.
Desmond the Moon Bear. Dragon Ball 15 Xenoverse. He looks like Brainiac if Brainiac was like, I'm going to stop trying to kill Kal-El. I'm going to become a superhero.
Yeah. And he's going to be in this fucking DBZ movie.
I'm off to fight space crime. Wee.
Oh, Po, no like that. You're comic with Po.
What the fuck is that?
Fucking order.
Oh, shit. Well, I have something to pimp out.
Okay, go ahead.
Stay tuned for Patrick Galvin and I's review for the movie The 300 Spartans, which, yes, inspired 300, Frank Miller's 300, yay. And do stay tuned for my fake biography story of William Shepard, the story of Mass Effect. Stay tuned for that. And like Which Way They Walk on Facebook. Woo!
Yep, I'll put that in the description like I did last time.
Yeah, because you're like the co-producer of the movie, so yeah.
I am. I have a job. Dylan and Andres, you guys have anything to pimp out?
No.
I have a new show on my channel called Kaiju's Corner. Not really a new show, but it's a resurrection of an old show from like 2012. 2012. And basically it's me and other fellow Godzilla fan and YouTuber Deadpoolzilla. We both just get together and chat about whatever topics, most kindly news related for the most part. We have 4 episodes up covering...
What's that so unorthodox?
I don't understand this, Hogan.
The Fuhrer would not like this. He hates the news.
Oh, that's another show we still have to do at some point. If Schultz reacts to...
Schultz review. No, Schultz reviews. Like,
exactly.
Schultz, what are your thoughts? Schultz, what are your thoughts on Hellboy?
Oh, Colonel Hogan, look at the Nazis. They're wearing cool costumes. We never wore costumes like this, Colonel Hogan.
Grand
Schultz,
Adventures
what are
of
your
Marlon
thoughts?
Brando and Orson Welles.
Hey, Schultz, what are your thoughts
And
on
Optimus
Sin
Prime.
versus
And Optimus Prime is thrown in there.
No. We had an idea for a show called Optimus Prime Reads.
Oh yeah. Okay. Schultz and Optimus Prime review. Somebody give me a movie.
Schultz and Optimus
Star Wars.
Prime review 50 Shades of Grey.
Da 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 da.
Star Wars.
I don't know why Colonel Hogan and Optimus Prime, but for some reason Darth Vader seems very familiar to me. And these stormtroopers, they look like my brothers in arms.
They look like my brothers.
Flashbacks, Colonel Hogan.
To take Dylan's suggestion, Schultz, your review of Schindler's List.
Fat.
Oh no, I thought that would be the boy in the striped pajamas.
Oh no! Oh no!
Guys, I watched a hilarious movie. Yeah, what is it, Adam? The boy in the striped pajamas.
It was a whimsical tale of a small child in small striped pajamas.
I read this absolutely hilarious book, and I mean hilarious. It's called The Diary of Anne Frank.
Oh.
What shenanigans she got into?
Oh man.
Okay, Schultz, one last thing. 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, Colonel Hogan. Oh boy.
Fat.
I like how he beats him like we beat the Jews.
He treats them like cattle.
That was a little bit on the nose. I used to go for more subtle Jewish comedy. Like, he's got lots of money.
He's got nothing on Frankenfurter, I'll tell you that, Mr. Gray.
He's got nothing. He knows nothing.
He knows nothing, Colonel Hogan.
I heard that the Führer was into stuff like this.
All right.
Who said I beat them?
All right.
The Führer was perfect in every single way.
All right, I know I said the last one. All right, Schultz, what's your review of Split Screen?
Cuts his own throat. Cuts his own head. Avoid watching it. That's the end of Schultz. Does anybody else have anything to announce?
Damn it, Andres, you killed Schultz.
Yeah, way to go, Joe and Jake. You killed Schultz. Now we lost one of our best bits. Fuck you guys.
Oh, let's see.
Bill Wurster has Schultz Katra, and so we take him to Berlin. No, we take him to Auschwitz, and we have this like ceremony thing.
Fucking episode of Buffy just fucking resurrected.
SOS 3, The Search for Schultz.
Yes!
Yes! Yes! That is the name of the 3rd year anniversary when we get there. The Search for Schultz.
Oh my god!
Somebody needs to Photoshop the Search for Spock trailer poster, but with Schultz's face.
Schultz's face.
And us.
And
us.
Search for Schultz.
Of all the souls I've ever met in my travels, his was the most German.
German.
Hey, Schultz, where are you?
And when he's fucking dying in the radiation tank, he's like, I see nothing.
You are not Colonel Hogan. That's the first thing he says to us. You are not Colonel Hogan.
Nothing. Schultz, you don't see anything because your eyes have become burned out from the radiation.
But Colonel Hogan.
Oh, Colonel Hogan.
Colonel Hogan, without the eyes, I see everything.
No, we accidentally get him mixed up with Dr. Richthofen from the fucking Nazi zombies on Black.
I see everything. I know everything, Colonel Hogan.
I didn't quite pronounce that line right, though. It doesn't go, his was the most German. It goes, his was the most German.
All right, kids.
Oh, yeah. One last thing. I am finally working on my Return of Godzilla review. It'll be out hopefully within the same week that this episode will be released.
What about any lists, Andres? You making any lists?
The thing is, I did have my best and worst list. I'm still waiting on some artwork for that. And as for the giant robot list, I am collaborating with a friend of mine. Unfortunately, he's supposed to be helping me edit the video, but he's going to be he's working to save up on a new laptop to do that sort of stuff. So it's kind of been put on hold for the moment.
He's busy playing with his dick. That's what he's doing.
This would be the moment that I turned it into a non-collaboration.
Well, all right then. Well, I only
happened.
I only have one thing. And this is something I've already done, but I figured I might as well let everybody know. If you weren't crazy about the structure of my my Godzilla Palooza addendum of Godzilla 2014.
You mean the Gareth Edwards style teasing with the abrupt
yeah,
cut?
exactly, where it was segmented and every time it was like, well, now let's talk about the special effects. Cut.
To be continued.
Cut
Well,
to the fucking kid watching his computer. Look, Mommy, a review.
Now you can see the entire 2-hour and 56-minute review of Godzilla 2014 up on my channel. You can watch the whole thing in full if you're a fucking madman.
I finally watched it today.
It's basically the same length as this video, or like the majority of SOS videos.
I guess.
But he's by himself. It's proof that Bill could do a solo podcast if he really wanted to.
It took me days to record that video, though. I had to take long breaks, because holy shit. And I had most of that thing elaborately outlined, too, so it wasn't like I was just having a hard time coming up with shit. It was just like, my throat hurts. So you can go ahead and check that out on my channel. If you didn't like the segmented version, I got a lot of requests when I announced the segmented version for the full review, so there you go, you fucking maniacs. Wait, Dylan, you watched the whole review in full?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
You psychopath.
I'm fucking sitting, and then I went and watched the movie.
Oh, really? Oh, I would have done that in the other order.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Watch the movie and then the review. That usually makes more sense.
I mean, I didn't watch the movie to refresh myself. I just watched the movie because after the review, I was like, no, I'm kind of in the mood to watch the movie.
So what was it like, watching the review in full? What was your thoughts?
It was long.
Yeah, I agree.
It was like recording an episode of DFOS where I remained silent.
And just let you ramble for 2 hours.
Did you mention the pacing issues? I don't remember if you mentioned that or not.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did. That's one of the major things I mentioned in the story analysis. By the way, after editing, kind of fixing up some of the odds and ends with when I was going to upload the full version.
He watched the movie again and completely disagreed with himself.
No, there are a couple things, major things that I thought about that I left out. Down the line I might actually do a video of top 5 things I didn't mention in my Godzilla.
An addendum to the addendum. Double.
I've been thinking about it because there are a few
addendum me.
Yeah, there are a few things that I left out that I might want to go back and mention again. But anyway,
that was something that struck me after I watched the review and I was watching the movie. I was like, this movie drags a little bit in the second half. Not in the second half, in the middle, I mean. And as a result, it feels longer than it is.
Yeah, well, it's that weird point after
God,
Godzilla.
what are we doing now?
Reviewing 2014 again.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, before we start doing that...
feeding a goddamn dead horse, then eating the dead horse, and then shitting on the dead horse, what's left of the dead horse, with the dead horse stuff, and
then beating the shit, and then
hey guys,
finding another horse, killing it, beating it,
feeding it.
Hey guys, I have a revolutionary idea. Godzilla 98's a bad movie.
Oh.
Whoa.
I see nothing, Colonel Hulken. I saw nothing.
Until next time, I'm Bill Worster, aka Zazubaar.
I'm Adam Noyes.
Super DM64.
And I'm Andres, aka Kaiju Noir. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly the way it's been.
No, it has.
And sure, to keep your feet on the stars, to keep pitching. As always,
have a good day.
As always, kids, the science is out.
That's the kind of joke I would do if I was going to AutoZone and it would suck and nobody would think it was funny except for Andres' mom.
The fuck do you mean by that, motherfucker?